I'm AEW champion Chris Jericho. And unfortunately, less than 24 hours after I became the first AEW champion, with blood streaming down my face after one of the hardest matches I've ever had in my life, some lowlife scumbag committed grand larceny and robbed me of the AEW championship. Now as I sit here in my palatial estate, in my beautiful mansion, getting ready to have a little bit of the bubbly, I'm just imagining what I would do to that son of a bitch if he was here right now. And as a result, I am launching a worldwide investigation using the top private investigators in the world today to find out who committed this crime. And trust me, as the AEW champion, as your Le Champion, I promise to regain and restore and find and reclaim the AEW championship. And once again, give you another reason to finally give me the thank you that I deserve. You're welcome.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're tuned in to another episode of To Be Blunt with Peasy.
That's right. We are live on the To Be Blunt podcast. The following podcast is scheduled for one fall. And in studio today, we have Frank Knox. Say what up, Frank.
Yo, what up, Peasy?
We got the Scott.
The Scott's back. What's up, podcast world?
That's right. And your host, the P to the double E-C-Y, baby, Peasy. That's right.
Wow, I like that new introduction you gave yourself there.
You like that?
P to the double E-Z-Y.
That's right. A little road dog action.
Yeah, I like it.
That's right. We are the podcast champions of the world. The Hard Knock Frank Knox. The Smart Mark, the Scott. And the Big Effing Deal Peasy. That's right. And we have a huge, huge show going on today. You know, I have been waiting for part 2 of the Bill Alfonso interview. Part 2, guys. You know, talks about ECW. That's it. Yeah. ECW. 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 That's right. It's going to be huge. We got to talk about the fallout from All Out.
Oh, man, there was a lot that happened there.
On.
That's right.
There was some fallout after All Out.
That's right. NXT UK, Raw, and SmackDown from this week. What? At 6:15, we're scheduled to have Slick Wagner Brown, seasoned vet and
the
owner.
Underground King.
That's right. The owner of Tesla Strength Wrestling calling in. We're going to be talking about the big show this weekend, Fight for Your Dreams 2. And it's going to be one hell of a show. But before I go any further, guys, you know what time it is.
Morphin time.
Tyrannosaurus. Not just morphin time, it's lighting time. It is time for the ceremonial lighting of the blunt. My favorite part of the episode, and yours. Not so much Scott, but he's already got the drinking in.
Yeah, Scott comes supplied with beers, and, you know, that's what he's the Scott. He likes to black out.
That's not the only thing he's got. He's got
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's
right. I got it all. I got some Bailey's Irish Cream, you know, because Bailey creamed the Irish Last Kicker this week. And then to celebrate this Monday, I have some Broken Skull Ranch.
Wow, the mecca of it all.
IPA.
This guy's such a Scott.
I know, right?
Such a Scott. Look at him.
And then this
He even
week,
pointed to the camera. He's trying to play off to the camera.
I know, right? So there it is. And then also, it's on ice right now, so I can't get up and get it, but we have a little bit of the bubbly.
A little bit of the bubbly. A little bit of the bubbly. But before we go that far, I got a little bit of the weed that I want to light. So before I go any further, I ask you guys, are you ready?
I'm here. I'm ready.
Let's do it.
I said, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready, Peasy.
Then, for the three of us in this podcast studio and the hundreds listening at home and watching on Facebook Live, let's Let's get ready to smoke it. Yeah,
And if
tell
you're
him,
not
Frank.
down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Smoke it. That's right. We got the King Palm loaded. I'm lighting the blunt, baby. Break it down. Break it down.
Yeah. Break it down.
Woo! Now we're talking.
Now we're fired up.
That's right.
We're lit.
We're about to be lit.
This is like, once we light the blunt is when the podcast begins, right?
Well, I agree. But before we even got to that point, Frank, you gave me a little treat.
What's that?
You gave me a little treat, Frank. You gave me
yeah.
a little edible.
Yep.
Now, a couple weeks ago, Frank came in here all edibled up, ready to go. He didn't bring Peasy any edibles. But this week, Frank comes in, he pops this jar in my face. And what is it? It is a big jar of Scooby Snacks. If you don't know what Scooby Snacks are, they're basically like weed. Well, candy that looks like weed.
But tastes like candy.
But tastes like candy and gets you fucked up, which is the key component here.
So you popped one of those, and now smoking this blunt's going to really ignite that edible.
You
know?
think so?
That's how I usually, when I eat edibles, it's like once I smoke is when I start feeling it.
Well, speaking of smoking, we got this week's strain of the week. And here in this blunt, I got the Indica strain Do-Si-Do. Do-Si-Do is a cross between OG Kush, Girl Scout cookies, and Face Off OG with the very, very high THC content of 30%.
Wow, 30%? Wow, man, we're going to be sleeping.
Here you go, Frank. No, we're not going to be sleeping. We're going to be doing just the opposite. We're going to be fired up because we got a big show today. You know, we had a big weekend with AEW All Out. We all were together on Saturday watching All Out. We're going to talk about that more. You guys do anything else this weekend? Woo! Woo! Come on, Scott, what'd you do?
Let's see. Well, All Out was great. You know, we got together for that. You know, fired up the grill, fired up some.
Scott, stop. We're trying to work the camera, Scott.
Some bratwurst.
Scott's over here trying to work the
So
camera.
I was cooking up some bratwurst, and then Peasy and Frank Knox over here ate them all. I bought them and grilled them, and they ate them all. I didn't even say one for
Well,
myself.
Scott, you know,
Peasy ate 3, I ate 2.
that's right. You were slow on the come up.
I ate my portion.
We were
My serving.
We were 2.5 hours deep into this all-out pay-per-view. I was struggling to keep my eyes open.
And putting food in your mouth is going to keep them open?
That's right. It brought me back to life.
Put
The
a food
brats.
coma. Food coma.
The brat.
That didn't bring you to life. That put you to sleep.
Brat Lesnar. That's right. You
Let me get 3 brat
Lesnar's.
Lesnars.
Ah, the beer brat.
Oh my god.
That's right, man. So I mean, other than that, this weekend, I went to the movies. I finally saw Hobbs and Shaw. Frank,
Oh, finally. What'd you think?
I finally saw
That
it.
thing's still out in theaters, huh?
I couldn't believe it.
Neither can I.
It still had like multiple showings too. It wasn't like 1 or 2. You know what I mean?
Wow, so what'd you think?
Well, you know what? I mean, the movie wasn't bad. A lot of action, but I felt like it was all action and no story. You know? Or very little plot, you know, to go with it.
No, the plot surfaced within the first scene of the movie.
I mean,
And then that was it from there. They had to get this virus out of her body.
it was all run and gun, you know?
It had, for me, I thought it was funny. It had a lot of funny moments.
Of course it did. Listen, Dwayne Johnson's amazing, you know? And Jason Statham, what's his fucking name? Statham?
Jason Statham.
Yes, man. And that guy's great. You know, the action scenes were amazing. He did all the legwork, if you ask me, you know, while The Rock took it easy.
Yeah, man, I've been a fan of that, huge fan since Transporter 1.
Dude,
That's where he blew
going
up,
back,
right?
right? Yeah, that was
taking
his
it
first
back.
one, yeah.
Transporter 1.
Was it
The
been
original.
3 transporters now?
Wow. I don't even know. How many transporters are we deep?
I think 3, and then they may have made a runoff, like a spin-off without him, and it flopped.
Come on.
Well, this was a spin-off that did not flop with Hobbs and Shaw, right?
You were right there, Scott. Right on point.
That's it. This movie was number 1 for a few weeks, right?
Several, I think, at least two.
No, I think it got it the first week, and then something big, I think, knocked it off. But I forget what that big movie was. I'm not a big movie buff.
Here we go.
Wow.
He doesn't even watch the movie, but he knows the box office. Why?
Yeah, I mean-
Because
How
he's
does that
that big
happen?
of a Scot.
Because he's
Because
a Scot.
Roman Reigns and Dwayne Johnson were in it, so he followed it.
It's probably because I follow The Rock on Twitter. I think he had to congratulate whoever beat him out the second week.
Go figure. But I thought overall the movie was good. It was solid. I'm glad I got to see it before it came out of theaters. Other than that,
When they went to Samoa, I thought that was the best part of the movie.
because you had Roman Reigns. Out of nowhere.
The problem is they did it like so deep into the movie where you're almost like getting restless at that point.
So
It was a long movie.
Yeah, it was a long movie.
I got to ask because I've seen reports. Was there a pop at all when Roman Reigns was on screen?
Not when I went, but the movie's been out for like 4
when I
weeks.
went, not one single person knew that was Roman Reigns, but me.
But I did. I popped. He's hitting the spear and a Samoan drop. That's right. Ooh,
That's when I
doing
popped
all
on
those
the
gimmicks.
inside. I was real amped.
Hitting all the spots in the middle of the movie. This guy's getting all the shit in. Typical wrestler. Getting all the shit in. What about you, Scott? You do anything else this weekend?
Yeah, I went to my favorite brewery on Sunday. It should be
Treehouse.
Treehouse, of course.
Of course you
in
did.
Charlton, Massachusetts.
You live up in that bitch, don't you?
It's been a while since I've been there. I think it's been like 6 weeks. That's a long time for me.
It's the only place Scott goes is Treehouse and wrestling.
He'll be at he's gonna be at the Garden next week.
That's right. Scott, you're going to be at the Garden.
I'll be at the Garden. Yeah, Monday night and Tuesday night Raw and SmackDown. So if there's any live reports, I'll give that to you guys on Thursday.
Oh, that would be excellent.
Yeah, we'll be
Since
looking
you're going to be
forward to
live.
it.
Are you going to Raw and
Backstage report.
SmackDown?
Going to both.
Of course you are. He's going to both. Can you believe it? This guy's going to Raw. He's going to SmackDown. Can't believe it.
I'm hoping I get upgraded for my tickets, though, since apparently ticket sales aren't that well.
I think they'll be good. It's in New York City. They announced Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Well, let's take a break from this. We got our special schedule call-in.
All right.
I believe on air, we have Slick Wagner Brown. Oh, hold on a second. Maybe he's not there. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, there he
There
is.
he is. He's live.
What's up, Slick Wagner Brown? You live on a 2B Blood podcast.
What's up, PZ?
What's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
We appreciate you
Another
calling
day,
in.
bro.
Absolutely. You must be getting prepped up. You guys got a big show coming up this weekend. If you didn't know, Slick Wagner Brown, he is the trainer, the owner, the man who is the brains behind Test of Strength Wrestling. They have a big show this weekend, Northampton, Massachusetts, at the Deuce. It is Fight for Your Dreams 2. And
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man.
so you're in a big match
Go ahead.
for this weekend too, huh? You got a big thing going on with the Kowalski guys. Tag team.
Yeah, me and Jay Frey defend the tag straps.
That's right. So you guys are going up against the odd pairing of Elijah Six and Mattias, and I can't believe, how did those two even get put together? You guys have been running the tag scene and Test of Strength, beating everyone that comes in your way. You guys beat up Ty Shine and HVO. You guys are just taking everybody out. And now you got Elijah Six, coming in with an outsider to face you. What are your thoughts on that? That this guy, has got little experience coming up against a seasoned vet like you.
Thoughts are, man, it's the the young lions, man, like they like to call themselves. They've earned a shot at the tag straps. Elijah Six have been running, pretty much undefeated with the firm with Sammy Diaz, you know what I'm saying, and Jay Bricks and Richard Stone, E. Esquire. So they've all been running roughshod over TOS. So, I think those guys are a good challenge. They're young. They're ain't got too much experience in the game, but they've been doing their thing, man. Pretty impressive for young cats, Matthias himself, he's undefeated in TOS. So, Matthias hasn't lost a match in TOS. He's been out of the game for a little bit because he's been hurt, but now he's back. And Elijah Six is on a good run. So I think it'll be pretty exciting.
Wow. That's going to be a big match for you guys. I got to know, though, what match out of the whole card, aside from yours, are you looking forward to most?
I'm looking forward to the title match. Dan the Man defending his title against Ty Shine. Ty Shine is the first TOS sign up, the first student, and he's going against Dan the Man, who's been champion for almost a year. So, that'll be interesting.
Dan the Man has held on to this title for quite a long time now. I mean, this guy's been champion for months. And I think if anybody's going to take the strap off him, Ty Shine's got the greatest chance. I mean, this guy, like you said, he's an OG, he's an original to test of strength, one of the first students that walked through the door.
Yeah, he is the first student to walk in the door at TOS, man, all the way back to 2014 when we were at Norm's Gym in Waterbury, Connecticut. Shout out to Norm's Gym. Appreciate the, the support.
Wow. That's been a long time ago. How long was it when you guys moved from there over to East Hartford?
We've been in East Hartford for about 2 years, going on 3, I believe. It's 2019 now, so we started 5 years ago, man. So we spent a year in Waterbury and a year in Watertown, and all the rest has been in East Hartford.
Wow. I mean, I'm me myself. I'm deeply involved with Test of Strength. I'm upset that I'm not going to be there this weekend, but I'll tell you what. If there's a match this weekend that I'm looking forward to, because I have history with both these guys, and that goes for you and Frank, Scott, is the 2 out of 3 falls match, or the best out of 3 falls match for Sammy Diaz versus Dickie Moon. These two have such a rich history that dates back, they train together coming up.
They fought each other, 4 or 5 times already?
Prior to even getting into Test of Strength, and now here we are. It's like the feud continues. I mean, this has to be the culmination of years long. I mean, you guys had the big press conference, and I'm so hyped. And this match has really drawn my attention. That's one of the ones I'm looking forward to the most.
Do you have a favorite in that match?
Do I have a favorite?
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I'm a big fan of the Firm. Me and Richard Stone, he gives me all my legal advice. Right. I got to go with Rich Stone. You know what I'm talking about, Slick.
Yeah, that's a big match, man. Like I said, those guys are on fire. Hippie Dickie Moon, you already know what he can do. And, it's Sammy Diaz is a new look for him. And this is pretty much his first big match since he's been back from injury. So, and he's facing, like you said, man, a guy he's got a long history with, and a guy that's, every time they've walked in the ring together, pretty much, he's got the W over Sammy Diaz. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens at TOS. I mean, at Fight for Your Dreams, too, this Saturday, September 7th.
Absolutely. September 7th. It's going down. You can get tickets online. $15 front row, $10 general admission. If you go get them at the door, which the tickets will be available, you're going to have $20 front row and $15 general admission. And the doors open at 6. So if you guys are going to the Deuce in Northampton, do not be late, because you got a meet and greet going from 6 to 6:30, and then the show's kicking off, and I'm sure it's going to start off hot. Oh, I think we just lost Slick Wagner Brown.
Oh, man, really? Jeez.
Man, can you believe that?
Yeah, that's terrible.
Wow. Well,
on
that note,
you got to call in. It's going to be a huge show.
It is going to be a huge show.
I'm looking forward to it.
But I think he's calling back.
Unknown caller.
Let him back in. Slick, I think we lost you there.
Call drop, Sprint's finest, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you got that Sprint. That's the problem. So tell me, man, what other matches should the crowd be ready for this show this weekend? What are the other matches that you want to let the crowd know that are definitely going to be ones that they cannot miss?
All of them, man. It's a stacked card. This is Fight for Your Dreams. It's Star Mania. It's a stacked card, man. Like we just talked about the title match with Dan the Man and Ty Shine, the tag team title match with the Kowalski guys and Elijah Six and Matias. We've got Sammy Diaz versus Dickie Moon, 2 out of 3 falls. We got a tables match with Ryan Frost and Big Jim Big Jim Anderson versus Bo Douglas and Bo Dredd. That's a tables match.
I'm really looking forward to that, but Ryan Frost doesn't have good luck with tables.
That's true. Tables. What is it? 2 Frost 0.
Yeah, I think at this point that's what it is. It's gonna be amazing. We got a big grudge match too. We got Bobby Ocean taking on Marcel Williams with Jimmy Mees in his corner.
This is the match I'm most looking forward to.
You're looking forward to this? You're like, I tell you what, when Jimmy Mees turned on Bobby,
this match has been brewing for like half a year when Marcel Williams attacked him.
That's right, and they
over
came out
on Northampton.
Yup, and they made the match official at their last show, House Rules. And it's,
Yeah, Jimmy Mees is a special guest referee, so you already know how that's going to go.
with Mees as the referee, the odds are stacked against Bobby Ocean.
Exactly. Bobby Ocean's in a can't-win situation, so we'll see how he handles that.
Well, Bobby Ocean's a former world champion, so I'm pretty sure he's got some kind of tricks up his sleeve, you know?
Yeah, he has more than one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
Damn, and then we got the BPW, the Battlefront Pro Wrestling Championship, being defended on test-of-strength soil.
Wow.
I know, I can't believe it.
Yes, sir.
TJ Howell, High
Yeah, man.
Voltage Omar, El Jabroni, and Jiggy Sosa in a fatal four-way for the BPW Championship.
That's right. And Jiggy Sosa's a two-time champ, so let's see how he fares with three strong opponents in this one.
How did you get the Battlefront Pro Wrestling Championship to be defended on your show?
Dan Gore, man. I reached out to Dan Gore, and I said, how would you like to have your title defended at Fight for Your Dreams? He was all for it.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And then we got, of course, the open challenge. Magnificent Marcos with Honest Abe is going to call out anyone who wants to step up. This guy's built like a Greek god. I say it every time I see him. I mean, who's going to stop Magnificent Marcos?
Maybe the guy that, the new talent Honest Abe picked up in his camouflage gear.
You think Chris Cannon's going to come in out of nowhere?
I don't know. I seen Honest Abe in that camo gear, with Chris Cannon.
Honest Abe's got a long list of clients. I mean, who wouldn't want that guy in his corner?
Anybody could show up.
That's right. It's going to be unpredictable. It's going to be unbelievable. It's going to be a huge show this Saturday, September 7th, at the Deuce in Northampton, Massachusetts. Do not miss this show. It's going to be huge. Slick Wagner Brown, thank you for calling in.
And if Slade
Yes, sir.
Dangerfield
Let 'em know.
says, if you miss this show, the joke's on you, right?
That's right. The joke's on you. Slick, you got anything you wanna plug before I let you go?
Yeah, man, just let the people know that, front row tickets are still available. Less than 20 is left. So if they want to get front row, they got to do it now. And you can do that by going to the Test of Strength Facebook page, or you can go on Instagram or Twitter at TOS Wrestling 1 and get more information on where you can get tickets. And, you know what I'm saying? It's a can't miss. It's a can't miss event. It's Fight for Your Dreams. If you were there for the first one last year, then you know what to expect. If this is your first time, you will not be disappointed. You're going to be like, I can't believe this is my first event, and I can't wait to see the next one.
Well, if it is your first event, then Fight for Your Dreams 2 is the one to be at. It's the WrestleMania for Tesla Strength Wrestling. The biggest show of the year.
That's right.
All right, Slick. Well, I appreciate you calling in, and good luck Saturday with the show, and we'll be talking soon.
All right, PZ. Thanks for having me on, man. And I look forward to seeing you.
Absolutely. You too, man. Thank you.
All right, man. Be easy.
Slick Wagner Brown.
There it is.
Big show. Calling in to plug Fight for Your Dreams 2. You're not going to want to miss that this weekend. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. And now that that's over, we're going to go ahead and get into a little news. That's right. Every week, your boy brings the best, the upcoming, the cannabis news, the funny news, the biggest news, the breaking news. And I got it here this week, and we're going to start with Ric Flair. Oh, these goddamn dogs. Hey! Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah, Ric Flair. I seen him on TMZ this morning.
So Ric Flair is
Really was on TMZ?
He went in and he's trying to trademark, or he put in the request to trademark and patent the use of the moniker The Man, specifically in pro wrestling, right? So Ric Flair had no problem when Becky Lynch started calling herself The Man. And in his eyes, or in his mind, I should say, his thought was that he was going to collect a check, a royalty check.
Because he has to be the man.
That's right. He's been
be-
using this since
to be the man,
1981.
yeah.
To be the man, you have to sue the man. Is that that's where
that's
it's going, huh?
That's where it's going.
Well, apparently he called Triple H and he said, listen, he's like, I don't care if you guys use this. I don't care if Becky uses it, but you got to pay me. You got to pay me, bro. And then it ended up happening. He tried calling in. His lawyer tried calling WWE, and that didn't work. So
Lawyers and Vince McMahon do not go well together.
no, and Ric Flair cut the promo on TMZ, said that he was getting disrespected, and they weren't returning his calls to those
Oh,
WWE
I haven't
lawyers.
seen this yet.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to check it out on TMZ.
It hit this morning.
The Scott
You haven't
hasn't seen it?
this?
No, I haven't seen it. This is today. I was working all day.
Damn.
You know, I was in traffic.
So now he's
I had
got
to fight
Vince.
to get here on
Now
time.
he's got the WWE and Charlotte all pissed off at him over this.
Yeah, Charlotte's real hot about this.
Well, I mean, Charlotte and Becky Lynch, right? Real life best friends.
And then he
right?
was like, "You used that gimmick, my gimmick, to fight my daughter, that exact feud," and I was cool with it. But then you rolled with it, and now I want to get paid.
To be honest with you, I'll tell you, Flair's problem, he never saved his money. All those years,
Of course,
he should not even have to worry about a thing. But he never saved his money. Case in point, he buys out the bar. He actually bought me a beer once. True story. We went
Wait,
to it
Ric
one day.
Flair bought the Scott a beer?
Yeah, I know I told you. This was a couple years ago. But yes, this did happen. He bought me a beer because I was a gentleman.
I could have only imagined what you tried to buy him in return. How many shots did you sell?
How many
his way?
green tea shots, Scott?
All I did was shake his hand and say thank you. But
That's
no,
great.
I didn't return the favor with any shots. And now, of course, now he doesn't drink after that thing that happened, like 2 years ago with him. I know he no longer drinks, so I can't return the favor in that way. But maybe I get him a water or a soda or something.
Yeah, well, he drinks because Stone Cold said he was drinking with him for the Raw reunion.
Yeah, I don't know if he was drinking alcohol though.
I don't know.
Maybe not. Who knows? It's the nature.
He
of
probably has a it's the man.
Well, now we got beef. Ric Flair and WWE. I never thought I'd see it, but we see it. It's going on. Ric Flair has beef with WWE, and he's trying to patent and trademark the name the man, and it hasn't been confirmed to be trademarked yet. But the request has been put in, and I guess we'll see what happens. You know?
You think he'll go to AEW in spite?
No.
No.
He knows better than that.
Yeah.
You know?
He tried that once with TNA.
In non-wrestling news, all right, now, Frank sent me this story, Scott, let me tell you, that had me dying. So this meth addict in Australia pretended to be the police and raided a drug abuser's house, right? So, yeah, this crystal meth addict in Australia goes in.
All right, does this work? This is what I want to know. Did it work?
Right, yes. So he goes and he knocks on the guy's door, right? Storms the house, shouting, "This is the police! Get on the floor face down! Where's all your drugs?" Right? Now, the two guys in the house are high as shit. You know? Probably on the meth. Probably that ice.
On the meth, yeah.
You know? So, these two guys hand over the meth, and they had a cannabis stash. You know? So, right. So, the guy robbing the house, pretending to be the cops, thinks that they're withholding more drugs. Right? It's like, this can't be it. There's got to be more.
He told them.
Yeah. He's like, where's there more? So when he ends up beating this one dude with a hammer, almost to a pulp.
Dude.
Yeah. And then, so he found no more drugs. He fled the scene. Eventually, he got caught. But can you believe this one guy, like these two meth heads, believed that this other meth head, this one guy, was doing a raid. One cop raiding the house.
So I have a question. So they believed he was a cop, but when he pulled out a hammer,
He busted the guy up with a hammer.
Yeah,
thought
then
he was a cop?
he just must have kicked the door and said this police raid. They probably skittish meth heads fell to the ground, gave him the drugs.
I mean, I'm just picturing that he's got like a tool belt on and not like a nightstick in the corner over there.
you never know with fucking meth heads, man.
This is true.
We
You
have
never
no
know.
idea, and that's in Australia. That's some other meth that we don't even want.
That's
over
right.
here.
That's the down under meth.
Yeah,
You know? That's that from down under.
that's that coral reef.
That coral reef. Damn, I wonder if they got coral reefer too.
Apparently so.
That's
We
right.
got some cannabis from him.
True. Speaking of cannabis, there's another headline that bothered me today. The head of the only federal marijuana farm regulated in America by the federal government thinks that 8% THC marijuana is, and I quote, extremely potent. 8%. The head of the nation's only federally authorized marijuana farm said he's baffled why consumers would want marijuana containing 15% or more THC when, according to him, even 8% is too high. Frank.
I mean, we're smoking 30, and look at how much of the blunt we've only. I mean, smoking less is more, in my opinion. Less grass that's got to go in my lungs for the better.
Right. So this guy was on a podcast, some other jabroni podcast. Obviously, it wasn't as good as ours. Right? So this guy, Mahmood, described how demand for higher potency research-grade cannabis has increased over the last 2 decades, and said that the studies used at his facility products demonstrated that even marijuana with just 8% THC proved too powerful for his subjects. Now, I don't know who these clowns are that are doing this, this test.
Who's he testing? Dogs or rats?
I don't know, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Midgets?
It makes no sense.
He's not testing grown men, that's for sure.
No. That's what I mean. I don't get it. So, later in the interview, he suggested that those using cannabis concentrates containing much higher levels of THC are suffering from addiction. Right? Again, neglecting to recognize that preferences among consumers might vary from time to time. Some might like to use concentrates here and there, like you said, to smoke a little bit to get real high instead of having to smoke maybe a whole
bunch,
to go down. So, this guy, I don't understand. Who in the right mind would believe 8% cannabis is going to do the job? I mean, that's probably not even your daddy's cannabis. Your mama's cannabis. I mean, what's 8%? That's nothing.
It's probably like our parents' cannabis, the brick weed.
There's probably CBD strains that got more fucking THC in them than that.
Oh, of course, yeah.
What do you think, Scott? You don't even smoke. I'm asking you. Scott, what are you drinking over there?
Oh, I'm still on the Bailey's Irish Cream over here.
I can't believe you're drinking Bailey's.
And he's like slow sipping it too, and it's one nip of Bailey's. Like,
I gotta take it easy, man.
Take it easy? Why? You got something coming up?
All right, here, show me how it's done, then.
I don't even want to drink Bailey's.
Yeah, why would anybody want to drink Bailey's?
Listen, I got it as a pun, a play on words, right? Bailey's Irish Cream.
He's about to do 6 Bailey's Irish Cream.
This guy didn't even wait until we talk about Bailey. He just goes right in. Just jumps into opening the Bailey's. I can't believe it. Coming up, we're going to have to call Kincaid soon, I think, Frank. I need to get the dirt for this week. After that, we got the fallout from All Out. It's going to be a lot to talk about because the 3 of us were together. And I think you all know how I feel about All Out. I don't know about you guys, but I'm also excited because we're going to be talking to Bill Alfonso at the end of the show. Part 2 of the interview.
It's huge.
It's going to be great.
ECW, man.
That's what I mean.
He was a pioneer. Would have ECW been ECW without someone like Bill Alfonso?
That's probably not. I don't know. Probably not. I mean, the guy's iconic.
No, he's iconic.
He's iconic. Not like Peyton Royce or Billy Kay. Scott. And that's what we were thinking. So I'm going to play it off.
He was going to say that.
Enough of this shit. I'm going to keep smoking his blood. I
about them when you said down under, but go ahead.
Down under. We're going to call Don Kincaid.
Ladies and gentlemen, exclusive breaking news brought to you by the Kincaid Hotline. And now, renowned reporter Don Kincaid.
It's Don Kincaid, baby!
That's right. Me and Frank are in the house. We got the minutes loaded up. $1.99 a minute, Don. Don't try no funny shit. Tell me what you got, baby.
Baby, it's only saying at $1.99. You don't trust me, kid? Come on.
Oh, I hope you keep your word. Otherwise,
yeah, the bill's been looking good. I've been overlooking.
All right, I don't want to call Richard Stone.
No, man, Frank, as long as you're taking care of the books, hey, we're all good. But hey, enough of that. I've got some huge WWE news coming out. Check this shit out, Frank and PZ, my man. Check this shit out. We have got the announcement. Post Wrestling's John Pollock has confirmed that the next WWE draft is scheduled for next month, and it will be beginning on Friday, October 11th, on Friday Night SmackDown in Las Vegas.
What?
Yeah, baby. And not only that, the draft will continue into Monday Night Raw on October 13th from Denver, Colorado. The draft is coming, baby.
It's coming to the land of the legal weed. Yeah.
Man, all sorts of fired up for some WWE news. Check this shit out. Now, I've got this list that I always look at the WWE pay-per-views coming up in the future. And in 2020, and August 22, and August 23, back-to-back nights, there is going to be NXT TakeOver Boston and SummerSlam in the same location, TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. I'm giving you a heads up now so you can look for that ticket sales, baby.
Wow. So we're going to have SummerSlam and TakeOver right up north in Boston.
Back-to-back nights, baby.
Frank, we might have to go hit the town.
We're gonna hit the town. We're gonna paint it black.
That's right, black and green.
I feel some fucked up Scott stories coming out of one of those nights. I tell you that right now.
Well, of course, because Scott, that's what he does. That's why he's the Scott.
Scott will be blacked out Saturday night for sure.
Absolutely.
Hey, your blackout stories, I love those blackout stories. Hey, on Twitter, on the old Twitter machine, Impact Wrestling has announced that Taya Valkyrie has officially became the promotion's longest reigning Knockouts champion. A record that was previously held by the Hall of Famer herself, Gail Kim, who at one time held the title for 232 days. And according to the record books, Taya has held the title for 244 days running as of today, baby.
Wow. It's a big achievement.
Luckily, we have Twitter to keep up with the TNA records or the Impact records. Otherwise,
right.
we never know about it.
Can't trust our data team. Just the Scott.
If you don't have you gotta have the Twitter machine, baby.
That's right. I love the Twitter.
All right. Now we've got some AEW news coming out, and there's a lot to cover, so let me get right into this.
All right.
Now, speaking of AEW and big news, we've got this big, huge pay-per-view coming out. It's going to be called Full Gear at Royal Farms Arena on Saturday, November 9th, local time, 7 p.m., and maybe it is going to be amazing. That is right, in Baltimore, Maryland, baby. And
Baltimore?
Yeah, Baltimore. And the first match announced, the return of Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega to get this battle rolling.
Fucking bullshit! First off, Don, Jon Moxley probably won't even be back for that. He'll probably go out, try to wrestle some indie fed down in Antarctica, and come back with another staph infection.
Antarctica. What you gonna make, like
breaking news, Don! Breaking news! Jon Moxley's a piece of shit!
Oh, man! Wow!
That's right! Read that, Moxley!
Man, Frank Knox got a hold of your man Peasy over there. He's freaking out,
He's out of control, man.
That's right.
He's even more fired up because Kenny Omega did the job to Pac.
That's right.
Or Pac.
Oh, my God.
Pac, I'll tell you what.
You are another no good son of a bitch. A bitch.
That's right.
Look at what you did, Mr. Knox. Oh, my word.
Got me all fired up over here.
Hey, it was you, Don. You're the one who called and pissed him off.
Hey, you know how I feel about Jon Moxley right now, Don.
All right, well, enough of that Jon Moxley. Let's make Peasy a little bit happy. And this is going to be in closing. Now, this still entails some AEW news because on Sunday evening, the first ever AEW champion, Chris Jericho, was eating at a Longhorn Steakhouse, and we all know that his belt was stolen. We do not know who the culprit was, but within recent hours, the Tallahassee Police Department says it has in fact recovered the professional wrestling star Chris Jericho's championship belt, which was reported stolen on Sunday after a quick visit into town at that Longhorn Steakhouse.
Quick visit my ass. This guy, first off, who takes a limo to the Longhorn? All right? Who takes a limo and then you leave your shit in the car, right? Like, who does that, Don? Like, I know you think you're full of yourself. He's probably backstage. You saw him backstage, Frank, drinking the bubbly, having a little bubbly. You know, probably got too turned up.
He was getting drunk all night.
That's right. Goes to the Longhorn Steakhouse and loses his title. That's what happened.
Chris Jericho should have had a bodyguard, but we all know he was a limo driver, baby. We all know.
Yeah, that's what Virgil said. Virgil said he could have taken care of him.
Peasy said Virgil.
That's right.
Oh God! Hey, I got one more thing about AEW news because the AEW news. Look, I can't even talk to any. The Tallahassee Police Department says that it is in fact recovered the professional wrestling star Chris Jericho's AEW Championship belt, which he had reported stolen on Sunday after a quick visit to town. Now, Officer Damon Miller, Tallahassee's police department spokesman, said someone turned in the belt at the police headquarters after finding it alongside of the road. I made sure I said that slowly. Alongside of the road. The AEW Championship was found alongside of the fucking road.
Wow.
Not only that,
He got drunk, walked down, and threw it out the window.
That's right. I don't need this son of a bitch. Ask him.
the belt itself, my friends, PZ and Frank Knox, is estimated at a $30,000 value.
What?
$30,000!
That's a whole lot of gold on that belt.
That's a lot of money.
Laying in the gutter on the side of the road.
Wow.
Well, now we know the championship match will be sponsored by Longhorn Steakhouse.
That's right.
All
All right, Don. You're eating up my minutes now. I gotta get this show moving. We'll call you next week for the dirt.
Next week, baby!
Hey yo, it's HBO, High Voltage Omar. You are listening to the top podcast around, To Be Blunt, with your host, Peasy.
I won't lie, that I can't deny. I did it all for the bubbly, the bubbly. So you can take that cookie and stick it up your oh.
That's right. To Be Blunt podcast, baby. It's too good. It's too
All
good.
for the bubbly.
We get it all for the bubbly.
Bubbly, baby.
Bubbly.
The bubbly. You know, we got that shit loaded up. I got the bubbly ready to go.
A little bit of the bubbly. A little bit of the bubbly.
That's right.
That's right.
I'm like a DJ up in this bitch. DJ PC. Damn,
was
yo.
great.
Your boy's lit right now.
So the fallout from All Out, huh?
I know. I feel like Scott should have popped the bubbly, but we're not going to get to All Out first. We got to talk about King of the Ring brackets. Last week, we told everyone listening that we started our own little King of the Ring.
That's right. We did, and I got chopped.
That's right. Frank Knox got chopped live on camera. It was devastating.
He deserved it. I had a damn good bracket, but I don't know. Not anymore.
What happened? What are you looking like?
So this week, tides have turned. Tell him, Frank. I'm going to let you have your moment here. Go ahead, cut your promo.
I don't need my moment.
Get your shine.
I don't need my moment.
Come on, let him
you
know.
You tell him.
Why?
You tell him
All right.
who the King of the Ring is.
That's right. This
it's
week.
Not you.
No.
It's not you.
No.
It's me, Frank Knox. I got
damn.
one guy remaining. What do you jabronis got?
I mean, I think I got... Who the hell do I have? Do I even have anybody? You know better than I do,
You
I
have
think.
nobody left. Ali lost.
Yeah, I had
Andrade
Ali versus
lost.
Andrade and
Drew
they lost.
McIntyre was already out.
Yep.
And Cedric Alexander lost.
So, yeah, I have nobody left. You're right.
Damn, what about me? Do I have anyone left? No, huh? Then I got Samoa Joe's
Nothing.
out.
Samoa Joe's out.
So you're
The Miz
telling
is
me?
out.
So you're telling me? Wait a
Andrade's
second.
out.
So you're telling me for the next until this tournament's over, you're just going to be chopping us every week?
I mean, I won the tournament. 2 chops. I didn't know I was going to continue through the finals. I can.
Wait. Did you win it yet? Does it depend on what happens the next 2 weeks?
Well, Baron Corbin is in the semifinals. But that semifinal match is a triple threat.
Right, which it didn't matter for me because I had Drew in that spot anyway, so it doesn't even matter if it was Ricochet or Joe. But who's in your finals?
My finals is busted. It was Drew McIntyre and Andrade.
Okay. So you get it this week.
Then that's it.
But you're saying next week you get nothing.
Unless...
And I'll get nothing.
I'll get nothing because I did not pick Corbin to go through.
So devastating.
So the tournament will be over
so
after
this will be the end of the last week of chops then, it sounds like.
That's right.
All
That's
right.
it.
Well, I guess we got to do it live here on Facebook. Frank Knox, you can come over here, Frank. We're going to go ahead and set this up. Scott, you might as well get up.
Get over here. All right.
We got to get this thing going. I'm going to get up. I'm going to take my headphones off. We're going to go live. The dogs know what's going on. So listen. Let me move this chair out the way. God damn it. We got to do this the right way. We got Frank Knox.
That's right.
We got the Scott.
The champion.
And you got Peasy. And right now, we got what's coming to us. We made a bet. And I told everyone that every week they get a chop if they win. And this guy's won. So now it's going to happen. Me and the Scott, we got to take the chops. Scott, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Whatever you want to do. I don't know. I think I'm in prime position now.
Yep. All right.
So I'll go first. That's fine.
Let's go. Oh, no. Oh, God. All right. All right. Oh, no. Hold on. Ah, yeah, baby.
I'm the king of the ring.
Woo! Frank's the king of the ring, baby. Frank Knox. Frank Knox knows in Frank's top 5. Frank Knox, that's
it's
who.
a couple seconds later, and I'm still feeling it right now. I think I might have like a Jack Swagger handprint on me right now.
That's right.
Listen, I've caught chops from worse, but that was still nice. I got the stinger.
That was one of my first chops ever in my life.
That's all right. I got the stinger, you know? So now that we got that out the way, Frank Knox, current king of the ring, winner. And we got now, while my chest burns ever so slightly.
I know, I need some like Vaseline or something.
Oh, don't be a fucking Scott.
You need Vaseline, man.
Don't be a Scott. Don't be a Scott. We got to talk about the fallout from All Out. We're going to open the phone lines too. So if you want to call in and talk about All Out or whatever we're talking about, 860-384-7110. Please call in. And the Scott's in the building. Yeah. If you want to stump the Scott.
I'm feeling, since we're going to talk about the AEW title, right, and all the controversy regarding it, and Clash of Champions is coming up. So if you have any championship-related questions, feel free to call in, try to stump me. If you're listening in post-production, try next week, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's right, every Thursday.
Wow, same Scott place, same Scott channel. And that's right. So let's get right into All Out. Guys, my you know what my initial feelings about All Out were?
Well, you tapped out. You didn't stick around the whole night.
That's what I'm going to say, Scott. I was nodding out by the time they got to the main part of the card, the beef, the meat and potatoes. I was already shot, because they gave me nothing. Well, I can't say nothing because there was glimpses of hope. Otherwise, I felt I was utterly not amused. There were a few matches that I did enjoy as far as, Kenny Omega and Pac I thought was excellent.
That was good.
But
the ending just
the Cracker Barrel match is probably my favorite match of the night.
That's insane.
That was my favorite match of the night.
And amongst other things, but it wasn't all bad. But I think me nodding out and tapping out early and just seeing the general consensus from you two, which I want to know about, it seems like the overall feeling was that All Out was,
I could agree.
It was like mediocre.
It was less than mediocre.
Thank you.
That's what I think.
That was a nice way of putting it.
The reason why I think is because of for me it was because of the Cody Rhodes, Shawn Spears match was just, it didn't make any sense.
You're saying it didn't make any sense for what?
Because,
for Cody going over?
Absolutely.
No, Cody going over, and then Arn Anderson coming out.
Well, that made sense. I told you that was going to happen.
But then, what's his name?
You can talk about MJF?
MJF, he was playing like he was going to turn on him, never did.
Well, I think they're obviously building towards that, but they'll get to that eventually. Oh, but overall, if you ask me, I think the show was all right, but I don't think it was $60 all right. So if you're listening and out there,
that's right. Maybe $9.99.
Yeah,
all right.
Maybe some of you out there listening, maybe you got a stream, maybe you got something a lot cheaper. I was a sucker. We were all suckers that did $20 a piece and did it through
devastating
through our television set
for what? To watch a guy crash through an actual Cracker Barrel. That's what I paid $60 for.
The monkey flip off the rope in the chair was great.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
When he landed up, that was pretty dope.
Yeah,
that was dope.
But I think we got to enjoy those type of matches while we can, because I don't know, those guys aren't going to be going.
That's
They're
right.
They're going to break their necks the way they wrestle.
In 6 months, half the AEW roster is going to be shot. It's going to be shot. So let me ask you guys, in your opinion, what went right at the pay-per-view and what went terribly wrong specifically? In your opinion. Scott?
All right, so I would say definitely huge star made, and I think it was all because of the crowd. Luchasaurus, super over.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what. I told you while this match was happening. I said, this guy's hella over. He's hella over.
He has been.
I know, but the crowd was like super behind this guy. You know?
And it almost looked like that was like a 6-man that was kind of thrown in. Like, obviously, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, like, they're a tandem, right? But they threw in Marco Stunt, right? Who I hate when I'm drunk, right? I yell,
Fuck you, Marco Stunt.
Anyway, so but they meshed really well. They made a really good, and even though they lost, they meshed really well. I thought they had a great performance. But overall, Luchasaurus was definitely the star of that group.
Do you think Luchasaurus could be a singles wrestler?
100%.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
really?
Of course.
A successful singles wrestler in AEW right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like,
why not?
What would you compare him to? Like, and in my head, I'm thinking of like an Abyss.
Tell you exactly why not.
Or maybe a Kane. Kane might be stretching it, but
there's a reason why that's never going to fly. And this is one of AEW's hugest problems, in my opinion.
Dinosaurs can be world champs.
Oh, okay. Yes, with the right guy standing across from the ring from him.
Okay.
And right now, AEW has no heels besides maybe 2. All right. Otherwise, no, and I'm not talking cool heels, all right, they still get cheered, like MJF and shit like that. I'm talking people that, like someone that they generally just despise. You know, they do not have any real heels. Jericho, he gets pops. MJF gets pops. I mean, Pac came out as a fucking looking like he was the bastard heel. You know, everything about his mannerisms were completely heel. But he was getting pops all night.
Okay.
All right.
I was gonna say he's probably the best heel they got, but does he even work for the company?
No, he's not a good heel, bro, because the guy they don't get booed. Nobody gets booed in AEW. Nobody gets fucking booed. There's just these fucking marks are out. Sorry, these fucking Scots are out there just cheering for anybody and anybody just to get something over aside from WWE.
Well, it's hard not to cheer for MJF because even though he's the only heel they have, he's the greatest heel. If they worked him correctly.
I like MJF. You know, I like MJF.
I love him.
Yeah, exactly. But my problem is that he'll shit on everybody, and then all of a sudden, he's on camera talking about Cody Rhodes is my best friend. I'd do anything. He's talking like the baby face. And then he comes out with Cody, which fucking that whole entrance pissed me off when they had the fireworks go off and he had his fucking dog coming out, bro.
Yeah, dogs and fireworks don't go well together.
The dog didn't even want to come out there, bro. And I was like, this fucking asshole. I got 2 dogs. You hear them all the time over here. So, you know, that shit drives me nuts. That drives me nuts. But like, there was just so many things that could have gone right that I didn't understand. And this is one of the other things. Leading up to AEW's debut, they held on to the surprise that they had signed Kenny Omega until the very end. Correct, Scott?
For Kenny Omega, you said?
Yeah.
For signing
AEW. He was not one of the first ones announced to be signed.
Not initially.
That they saved him towards like the Double or Nothing event or whatever it was, all in maybe, probably right before
the first event.
It was
the first.
You're talking
event.
about when he signed the contract?
Yeah, when they announced him, it was closer to their first show. It wasn't one of the initial people.
It was
because they wanted it to be a surprise to build it up. Because everybody was like, "Where's Kenny Omega going to sign?
Yeah,
WWE or AEW?"
But if you watch Being the Elite, I mean, like they were all playing with that, with the whole...
Yeah, they play everything, you know. You can't believe anything on that fucking program. This fucking YouTube show, Being the Elite. All right? I'm not a big fan, you know. But that's just me. But I'm allowed to have my opinion, God damn it.
Right.
I don't like it.
So you want some heels in AEW.
I want some heels.
I think might be a great heel
but
in
the
AEW.
problem is, aside from all that, Kenny Omega had this brilliant promo I played for you guys last week that made him sound like a total cocky heel.
And then he lost to Pac.
Then he comes out and he comes out for his match and he gets cheered and he's doing his little baby face point gimmicks. Like, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. There's no fucking boundaries in AEW for their guys. Like, there's no separation. Everybody's just a cool dude that everybody wants to cheer. What the fuck? Wrestling is heroes versus villains.
Yeah, but I'd say he was never meant to be the hero. I think the villain in that match was always going to be Moxley, and obviously Pac.
Moxley, what, in the original match?
Call him. In the original match, yeah.
No fucking way. Moxley was definitely going to be the babyface.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of Moxley supporters out there, but like based on what happened,
but they want him to be a heel. Yeah, basically, exactly. They want Moxley to be a heel.
He came out to the biggest pop they've ever heard in any arena for anything they've ever done.
Because they fill out to just that type of fan. That's a new type of fan out there now.
Doesn't seem to me like they're trying to make Moxley out to be a heel at all. They're trying to make him like a cool Stone Cold looking guy.
If there's any listeners that want to call in, tell us, is Kenny Omega babyface or heel?
Yes, call in. Tell me.
That promo against Moxley was 100% heel.
Call in and fucking tell me. 860-384-7110. Is Kenny Omega a face or a heel? To me, he's supposed to be a heel. I don't know. Doesn't make sense.
Some people know he's the son of Tom McGee.
Oh, God. We're going to save that combo for another time when we get the rest of the crew in.
I was going to go there. But
let it go, Scott. We'll be here all day. We got a big interview with Bill Alfonso coming up still. Let's go. And did you guys watch NXT UK?
Loved it.
I didn't see everything, but I saw the key matches.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What'd you see?
That NXT UK match between Tyler Bate and Walter, that was incredible.
Wow, that was
honestly
unbelievable.
It was a better match than anything AEW had to offer. Not taking away anything from AEW, but
they built up those
that was the best match
two
of the weekend.
dudes with, the British strong style versus the Imperial so well.
The psychology in that match was so fucking good. It was so good. They worked the specific body parts. They played off the big man versus the little man, David versus Goliath type thing. And it was great. And you had the spot outside where Tyler Bates went to the pole and they had the trainers come out and check on him and everything. Like,
yeah, added to it.
Great match.
And just the whole ending sequence. I mean, I was literally on my feet when that match went through. And not just that match. I thought Cesaro coming in was a great boost for NXT UK. That guy would fit in really well there.
Yeah,
the crowd went crazy when he came out, dude.
Everybody went with that.
Yeah, they were behind him 100%, and it felt good. Cesaro deserves some rub, even if it's just in England, right?
Yeah, he does. I agree. I'm gonna agree with that. I think if more WWE guys crossed over to the NXT UK brand, I think that'd be a huge thing too. Like we talked about before the show started, we were talking this weekend, and maybe like Drew McIntyre coming in and challenge like Walter would be like that'd be
great.
That'd be a fucking
sick.
badass match.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of stuff. The main roster crossovers will help that brand.
Cross brand.
There's a lot of matches there, like Walter versus Joe. I mean, there's a ton you can go with. But with 5 brands, they have 5 brands right now. We're gonna. Kincaid broke the news about the draft coming up. So Raw and SmackDown will be separate.
News. Me and Peasy broke that news.
Thank you.
Early in this podcast.
That's
man.
right.
You could check our social media, and you could check maybe it was episode 1, 2, or 3. But
when
we broke that news.
When they have a roster as big as they do, and guys that aren't on TV every week that are missing pay-per-views, I don't see what the problem is at all. Send them out to do an NXT, get somebody else over, send them out to NXT UK. Like there's a lot that can be done. There's a lot of dream matches that
especially
can be had.
They have a lot of European talent that wouldn't mind going over there, like a Cesaro or a McIntyre.
That's right. It's true. Well, I thought that was great. I'm glad we touched on that.
40 swings by Cesaro, though. That was impressive.
That was incredible.
Let's not forget about that.
I almost did. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, that was huge.
I'm glad you brought the dude. That was incredible.
I got dizzy watching
What a test of strength.
Nice. What a test of strength. Man, I don't know, man. I mean, I enjoyed NXT UK. We got a great weekend of wrestling, and I need to take a smoke break. We did a lot of talking. I need to do a little smoking. So what we're about to do is pop into a little break. I'm going to light this blunt back up. And when we come back, we're going to give my match of the week. And we're going to go over Raw and SmackDown here live on the 2B Blunt podcast.
Easy. I done done too many pills tonight. Looks like shit is getting real tonight. I done had too many pills tonight. So baby, let your inhibition go and stay with me tonight. I done done too many pills tonight. Looks like shit is getting real tonight. I done had too many pills tonight. So baby, let your inhibition go and stay with me tonight.
I'm popping pills, yeah, these bitches know it. I stay up all night because I keep them flowing. She done told me she wanna get it on.
She wanna
She
get
wanna
it
party with me all
on.
night. Someone find me a purple dolphin. It's on.
I done had too many pills tonight. Looks like shit is getting real tonight. I done had too many pills tonight. So baby, let your inhibition go and stay with me tonight. I done had too many pills tonight. Looks like shit is getting real tonight. I done had too many pills tonight. So baby, let your inhibition go and stay with me tonight. Too many pills, got them bottles popping. She say she wanna take me home and say that I can't stop it. She said she like that trait, that's the CD I pop it. And just like track one say, this right here's a penny dropper. I don't usually do that, no, yeah that's what she said. I knew that she was frontin', she let me hold her head. You could tell that she wanted, walk into the bed. So I stopped her and pinned her up against the wall instead. I done had too many pills. I done had too many pills.
This is the privileged TJ Howell III, and you're listening to the 2B Blunt Podcast with Peasy.
That's right. We are back on the 2B Blunt Podcast, and I just lit this blunt back up in case you were wondering. And you know what that means, Frank? It means we're getting lit.
30% THC, man. It's a slow burner this episode.
It's a slow burner, you said?
Yeah, I mean, we usually power through the first one with no breaks, you know?
Well, you know what I think we need?
Outside,
A little bit of the bubbly.
that's all I need.
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's what I see
That's right.
A little bit of the bubbly.
in the sun.
It's almost time to be popping now, right?
A little bit of the bubbly.
Here I am.
A little bit of the bubbly.
Make sure you're man.
That's right. That's right, Scott. Where's the bubbly?
A little bit of the bubbly.
He's been talking about it. It's probably exploded in the freezer by now because it's been in there for over an hour.
No, that shit was warm as fuck. That shit was warm as fuck.
We're going to have...
Sit.
Who wants to open this? I don't know how to open this shit.
Oh, what? What do you mean you don't know how to open this shit?
Man, I just crack beers open. That's all I do.
Peasy, I mean, it's your house. I don't want to spray champagne everywhere and have to clean it up.
Let me see that
Oh,
thing,
yeah, we're going to
Scott.
set up tarps.
I only know how to open that thing one style. Championship style.
If it makes a mess, I didn't shake it.
I don't know how to even open it champion style. You know? Not gonna lie. You would think with all the bottle service I've had over the years, you know, I'd know something about that.
Well, they open them for you.
That's right. And they bring them over with sparklers.
That's right. The sparklers, yeah.
That's how I was living that Blink Ink life, baby. My boy Blink would have come out here, yo, and just fucking... Oh, God.
$300 surcharge for bottles.
That's right.
For sparklers. Oh, look, he's scared. He's scared to do it.
I'm releasing slowly to avoid issue. Listen, I got $1,000 worth of equipment sitting right in front of us.
I'm expecting the cork to bounce off the microphone and then hit him in the head.
I was thinking,
Ooh.
And your boy is Kang. Thank you.
all right.
Thank you.
King Louie.
No, King Peasy. Get it right. And since Chris Jericho can have a little bit of the bubbly, I'm going to have a little bit of the bubbly. Frank's going to have a little bit of the bubbly. Scott's going to have a little bit of the bubbly.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's right. What an episode this is turning into. Now Facebook Live's going to see us all out here drinking, you know, popping bottles of the
This
bubbly.
episode sponsored by Corbell and
I'll take a little top off. How's that? Fuck it.
the AEW
That's it, right
champion.
there.
All right, let's cheers.
All right.
To the bubbly.
Lightly.
To the bubbly.
To the bubbly.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
I almost lost it. Woo.
Oh, my God.
Man, that was some shit. I almost spit
Damn,
it out of my
Scott,
mouth.
what the fuck is this shit?
What is that? Show the camera, Frank. What is this?
This Corbell, you know?
That's right. That's that $8
Listen,
holler.
$8 holler.
It wasn't on the bottom shelf, I'll tell you that. It wasn't on the bottom.
No, this is good. This is kind of the best bottom shelf champagne they have.
Listen, I'm not complaining.
Listen, it was like at least third from the bottom.
Well,
out of 10 shelves high.
Before we go any
well,
further,
that's about the score AEW All Out got for me. 3 out of 10.
That's right. Well, I had this big thing planned now for my match of the week. And then Scott came in and stole my thunder.
Sorry.
You know?
But it's true. It means I agree with you.
You're not dropping it?
Oh, you want to drop it? You want to drop it?
You're not dropping your match of the week?
That's right. PC's match of the week with the best theme music out there today. You already know. If I had to pick any match from Raw, from SmackDown, from AEW, from NXT, it's going to be NXT UK's Tyler Bates versus Walter for the NXT UK Championship.
Oh, man, what a match that was. We've already discussed that.
What a theme that is.
What a theme.
That was it. That was the match. I mean, we already talked about it, so I can't even go any further unless you got something you want to add to it, Scott.
I mean, I don't know. It wasn't Samoa Joe and Ricochet this week. That wouldn't have been your match of the week. Wouldn't have been up there.
Listen, they had good matches on Raw.
They had some good matches.
Raw was real solid this week, but it wasn't Tyler Bates and Walter solid because that shit was WrestleMania status, you know? WrestleMania. If you ask me, that was match of the week. You know what else happened this week that was great? The Bayley heel turn. Now, I thought this was going to be a touchy subject for the Scott.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say, but I don't know. It's like I like to see Bayley get fired up, so it was good to see that different range of emotion out of her, and the crowd lost it. I mean, when she hit Becky with those chairs, that's why I'm drinking Bayley's Irish Cream right now.
He just threw up a threesome of Bayley's.
Bayley's Irish Cream right now. He sounds like moonshine on this show.
With the Wolverine claws. Still selling to the hard cam.
Oh my God.
Such a Scott.
Wait, am I supposed to be on this camera?
No.
We're still on this one, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah,
the heel turn was great. I thought Bayley needed it, and it really is going to make the rivalry versus Becky Lynch that more intense.
Well, absolutely.
You know, it's great for the rivalry they're building and for Bayley, in my opinion.
Well, Bayley, I mean, needed desperately the change. A change in character. She was too cookie cutter.
Right. Now,
you know?
What do you think was behind all this, though? Do you think that she's not going to really go anywhere, or do you think it's just for, keep in mind, Clash of Champions, right? She's facing Charlotte, and where is it? It's in Charlotte.
Yeah.
So Charlotte's probably going to get the babyface pop that night.
Of course. Well, she should.
Then Ric Flair went off, and that's why she's pissed off. Maybe we just uncovered, this whole story.
This is true.
And now Charlotte's not getting the pop that night.
And it all ties in together?
Damn, yo. I can't believe this shit. So, if that were the case, that'd be an interesting point. I think Bayley is going to keep this for the long term. My problem, though, right, as good as the whole turn was.
Mm-hmm. On Monday.
Okay, I mean, they ended Raw great. They didn't let it linger. They just a couple chair shots in, smiles, camera cuts, and they're off air. Leaving you to wonder what's going to happen
Bayley
on SmackDown.
was still hitting her when they went off air.
Right.
Like, old school style.
You're right. The chair shots were still swinging.
Which is great. I haven't seen that in like 15, 20 years.
Yeah, absolutely. But then, guys, SmackDown comes. Tuesday night, I'm sitting down. I'm ready to go. They start off fucking SmackDown. Bayley comes out. Old theme. Blow up fucking little gimmicks, the big blow up gimmicks that come out when she comes out to the ring, doing her point to the crowd and shit. What the fuck? She didn't even have a gear change, a look change, nothing. It was just Bayley.
What were you expecting? Brood
What
version of Bayley? Was she going to come out all gothic?
I was expecting at least a hairstyle change. Get rid of the blow up shits because that just screams babyface. I mean, that kills all the heat you had built up. You just killed off.
They want to kill it off naturally. That maybe they should have cut the blow up things, but you can't just change your theme music.
But you could tell crowd didn't know how to act on Tuesday. They didn't know whether to cheer or boo. There was a mixture of both. In my head, this is exactly what would happen if, like, John Cena or Roman Reigns ever turned heel. It's like, we want him to turn heel, we want him to turn heel, we want him to turn heel. They never do it, and then when they do, what would have we done? We would have cheered, we would have booed, we would have known what to do.
She still had the same ponytail and everything.
Yeah, the ponytail. That has
you could have at least just changed your hair.
Yes, should have went a straight pony instead of the side pony.
Or just so you had a straight back pony, really throw people off,
A little anything, a little subtle change would have been. They gave us nothing.
They gave us nothing. I agree. So now, after all this, and in my opinion was a botched, opportunity on SmackDown. Where can they go from here with the Bayley angle now that she's heel? What are they going to do with her now?
Drop the title to Charlotte, probably.
Oh, don't say that, Scott. Why would they go through the trouble of doing this just to have her drop the title?
I don't know. The only thing I can think of is going to set some sort of horsewoman match. Maybe Sasha and Bayley together against Charlotte and Becky. Charlotte and Becky going to somehow have to team up to
finally bury the hatchet after, being best friends.
Perhaps.
Well, we'll
just have to wait and see.
They keep hyping this.
So we got two former best friend groups.
Yeah, who are eventually probably going to team up at Mania, right?
Yeah,
to face the UFC women. Correct.
That would make a lot of sense
because that's where I thought this was all going to lead to. That's what all. And I'm not usually one to trust a Scot, but all the Scots are all saying that this is going to be where they're going, And while I'd only take it with a grain of salt, in my opinion, I think that would actually be a pretty solid WrestleMania match. Becky, Bayley, Sasha, and Charlotte versus.
It would have to be like elimination tag or
Survivor Series style, Ronda Rousey,
ladder match,
Shayna Baszler, whatever the other two chicks are. Scott, who are they?
Who you said? You said Baszler and Rousey.
Yeah,
Baszler and Rousey.
Yeah.
Jessamine Duke and hold on, it's coming to me. Roderick Strong's wife. Hold on, Marina Shafir.
Oh my God! See, I would never have ever guessed that. Never guessed that, and that's why we keep the Scott. The Scott is the human data team. Anytime we need a fact check.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a while for my brain to load, but I'll get it eventually.
That's right. And if you want to try to stump the Scott, make sure you call in 860-384-7110. I mean, this guy's knowledge is impeccable. He proves it every week. Every week. I mean, I dare anyone out there who thinks they got what it takes that call in and try to stump the Scott. Because you're not going to be able to. I don't care who you are.
Wow, PC's getting fired up.
That's right. That's
right. You had a little too much of the bubbly.
A little bit of the bubbly.
You had a little bit of the bubbly. That was all fired up.
That's true. I'm always fired up when it comes to a little bit of the bubbly.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's right. That's it.
A little bit of the bubbly. A little bit of the bubbly.
And by the way, if you stump me, we'll do some sort of prize or something. It might be an autographed bottle of the bubbly or something, but we'll have something for you if you could stump me.
That's right. He probably already has one autographed by Chris Jericho. Knowing the Scott, it's probably sitting there.
Yeah, I left it on the counter at Longhorn Steakhouse.
Wow.
They'll probably be sponsoring the championship match.
That's right. That's right. They're going to be the next one, right?
Yep.
What kind of gimmicks are they going to use for Longhorn, though? Someone going to get impaled instead of the horns?
Who knows? Shit. There's going to be horns. There's going to be slabs of meat. There's going to be, I don't know, what else? Hot pans, grilling pans.
Maybe they got some biscuits.
Biscuits.
That's right, the biscuits. Let's go into The Fiend. I want to talk about The Fiend for a little bit.
We had Firefly Funhouse this week.
Yeah, and it was a great episode of the Funhouse. It was awesome.
I love how they put Vince as a little devil puppet.
It's always stuffed the money in his mouth.
And then all of a sudden he's like, all right. His eyeballs light up for money, and that's all you got to do.
Whenever the Vince puppet comes out, I light up.
Who doesn't? It's great. I mean, I thought the Firefly Funhouse was really good this week. I liked the subtle hint with the little bird that had to help me sign and shit. Like, I thought that they really played that off real nice. Like, you could see like little bits of Bray losing more control every week, which is great. But he goes on and he makes this announcement that he's going to face either Seth Rollins or Braun Strowman in Hell in a Cell at Hell in a Cell.
So I wonder if that's really going to happen. I mean, if you saw what happened, right? Initially, it was a tweet from the arena where Hell in a Cell is going to be. They tweeted out, right? The arenas get like the pay-per-view, whatever.
The posters and all that.
Yeah, they get that. It's not necessarily always accurate, but it's maybe the direction that the company's going in. But it's never like set in stone. And they decided to tweet out that Bray Wyatt would be facing the winner of Strowman and Rollins at Hell in a Cell, possibly in the cell. We assume in the cell, right?
Of course.
And who knows? Who knows? Like, and then I'm glad that they answered that in Firefly Funhouse. But is that somewhere they're still going to go? Is the Fiend going to be challenging for the title already at Hell in a Cell, and is it too soon for the Fiend?
That's
yes. That's it. I think he is going to challenge, and I think
and it's not only too soon; it's not fucking necessary. This guy does not need a title to be over. He's already more over with that one SummerSlam moment than anyone else in the company, and you can argue with me as much as you want.
And the role he's going to be on, I don't see him losing. So if he does have that title match at Hell in a Cell, he's taking the title, right?
He's got to win. Because if he loses, you ruined it.
The only way I can see it not happen is if somehow it would be a triple threat match, and it'd be the Fiend against Strowman and Rollins. That way you can save the Fiend, not get the title on him, and still have a conclusive match between Rollins and Strowman, whoever gets the pin.
That would be stupid.
Hey,
it would be dumb. I mean, they either if he's going to fight for the title, it can't be a triple threat. It should be a one-on-one.
It should be,
but it's too soon.
It's too soon. It's way too soon. Like, this guy should be, like, in my opinion, an attraction. Like, let him come out once in a while. Don't have him on every fucking Raw. Don't have him fight every pay-per-view.
That's kind of what they're doing now, though. He's not there all the time.
But was he not at SummerSlam?
He was at SummerSlam, but SummerSlam was, 4 weeks ago?
That was his first match.
Okay. And now we're on the next pay-per-view.
But he's not. Well, the next pay-per-view is Clash of Champions.
And
he doesn't have a match on it.
He's not going to be on the pay-per-view.
What do you mean?
He's going to be.
You're right. You're right.
Hell in a Cell. We're talking about Hell in a Cell.
I know.
He's on that good stuff.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, you're lost.
The bubbly.
That's it. That's got to be the problem.
But it's too soon, man. I think they're going to give it to him, though. So
I think they need to maintain the mystique with this guy. Otherwise, if they lose what they got with him and they just overexpose it and then put him in situations that like don't make any sense, it's gonna fade out like his character did first time, which was great when he debuted as Bray Wyatt originally.
Right.
And then they didn't know what the fuck to do with it, and then slowly but surely everyone stopped giving a shit.
He's kind of too good for the creative process in my mind.
But half of his character is the Funhouse. That's like really what draws me in.
Yeah.
Selfishly, I do want him on TV next week just because I'll be there. I want to experience the Fiend live.
Of course you do, Scott.
Well, there's going to be legends in the building, and usually that's his prey of late. So.
I know. You got Stone Cold in the house.
So you never know.
Fiend and Stone Cold, that'd be something.
Can you imagine Stone Cold getting,
oh,
hell no. That's right.
The Mandible Claw, a stunner, or maybe the Fiend has a beer with him.
That is not happening.
I don't
Fiend
know.
drinks blood.
Is there still a little bit of bubbly left in that bottle?
Yeah, man, there's bubbly.
All right.
You know who else should be drinking some bubbly? Baron Corbin. This guy, week after
I'm not
week.
your servant.
This guy, week after week's having amazing, showcases. This guy's solid on the mic. This guy's solid in the ring. I've been saying literally since episode 1 to you, Frank, how much I love Baron Corbin.
He's great. Well, what are you doing working the
Scott
mic over
loves Corbin.
Scott loves the
guy
camera.
I know that loves Corbin.
He's fucking.
He's giving you the DS and,
Guy over here sucking Corbin's dick over here.
Dude, first off, Scott, all right? No one's going to talk about sucking dick, all right? When you're the guy that knows for every single hotel the guys are working at, every single bar the boys are going to be at after the show where you can get your 8x10 signed.
Listen,
all right.
Hey guys, I gotta leave because it's gonna be a blizzard tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get snowed in with the roster up in Hartford.
That's right. The blizzard.
There's a blizzard coming. I'm gonna try to get snowed in with the workers.
Guys, I'm hanging out with Paul Heyman. You're not gonna believe it.
Oh my god.
I bought him a green tea.
Anyway, go ahead. Let's listen to you talk about Corbin.
Corbin's the best heel they have right now, man. He's great.
He is. But as much as I like about Corbin, right? As much as I like Corbin, something's happening. And here's something I don't like. Did you guys watched Raw, right?
Yeah.
This guy had an epic match with Cedric. It was great. I mean, and that's fine. That's good. But the problem is he was so good that by the end of the match, when he won, people were actually popping on their feet, bro. Cheering. For Baron, little kids in the crowd, like hands up in the fucking air. Excited to see Baron Corbin catch a W.
45 days ago, he's getting booed out of the building.
45 days ago, me and you were the only ones in the studio talking about go home heat.
Yeah, go
home
heat.
You know, Corbin, go home heat.
Yeah.
You know? And now this guy's catching the love from the audience, dude. I think they're real close to really fucking this up.
But I think why they're cheering is this whole king thing he's doing, sitting on the throne. His promos
You could say that. But
been money.
They're cheering his consistency. This guy's matches and his promos are always good.
I don't know. I feel like maybe they're cheering him. I don't know. I'm trying to make excuses over here, but I think maybe the crowd wasn't just too familiar with Cedric Alexander, and that's why they were cheering Corbin.
Yeah, I agree. That is a point. That's a valid point.
Bullshit! I'm calling bullshit on this. All right? I don't think that's the case. I'm telling you right now, 100%, Baron Corbin is on the verge of becoming a babyface.
If you think so. But right now, like, his biggest feud seems to be with referee John Cohn. He's been feuding with him forever, right? Ever since the whole special referee thing. He's been feuding with Cohn for like 2 months. And now all of a sudden, he's expecting a bye, right? He's expecting a bye in the King of the Ring tournament when Samoa Joe and Ricochet pin themselves, right? Double pin, right?
Right.
Double pin.
And John Cohn says, oh, there's a ruling, and then says that both of them advance.
When all of a sudden do they have instant replay in wrestling?
Listen, it's wrestling, and they can do anything. They can do whatever they want.
All of a sudden this week they had instant replay. I gotta give me the headset.
Right?
I gotta
like an
call
NFL referee.
Yeah, I gotta call the headquarters.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, Corbin is not gonna be. He's gonna lose the triple threat next week, but he's not gonna get pinned. It's gonna be Ricochet. He's gonna pin Samoa Joe. That's my bold prediction. And it's gonna be Ricochet, and I think. Who else is in the finals? Elias? It would be Elias, right?
No, I think it's going to be your next King of the Ring, King Gable.
You think King Gable? If that's the case,
there we go.
If Gable wins on SmackDown, which SmackDown happens after Raw, so this will determine everything.
Dude, everyone knows SmackDown happens after Raw.
If Corbin does win,
I mean,
then I think it's going to be Corbin and Gable. But if it's Ricochet, I think it's going to be Ricochet and Elias in the finals.
Ricochet and Elias. I could see Elias getting the win. You can see it going either way on the right side. On the left side, I think it's Corbin.
But I'm telling you, Corbin's going to get screwed in that triple threat match. The referee of the match is going to be John Cohn in that triple threat match, and Corbin's not going to be decided in the fall, and that's where they'll go off with something.
What a
there.
fucking stupid waste!
Yeah, that seems like a waste.
A great talent to have him feud with a referee.
Well, he could feud with the referee and the referee's son. Do you know who that is?
Who's the referee's son?
Nicholas. Remember Nicholas, former WWE
Raw
God,
tag team come
champion?
on, really, Scott?
I'm just saying.
So now he's going to fight a 15-year-old or however old Nicholas is now. How old's Nicholas, Scott?
Yes.
Oh, is that a stump
Oh, wait a
question?
second.
Oh, wait, I got him.
I think you might have him.
I want to say 11, but I don't know.
Oh, that's it. You don't know?
I'm going to guess 11. Maybe I'm right.
I don't know. I think King Gable. I really thought King Corbin was going to be great, but I think the King Gable thing could really be.
It was huge. I did not expect him to be an Andrade.
Me neither, and the
But
crowd
then
didn't expect it either.
The match continued on, and halfway through, I was like, "Oh shit,
dude!" They were
Gable's
tearing
gonna
it
get
down.
this.
He's legit. He's always been legit.
Always, but he's
they don't know what to
undersized.
do with him. But yeah, I
But
know it's
that's
the
thing.
size.
If they make fun of his size in promos like they've been doing,
like they
he
did with
has to
Samoa
win.
Joe. As soon as they did that with Samoa Joe on SmackDown, I literally was like, "Okay, this guy's got a chance tonight."
Even Zelina said to him. She said actually from one vertically challenged person to another. I couldn't believe she said that, but that's what she said to him.
Vertically challenged person to another. Wow.
So we're probably gonna have the smallest king in WWE history.
Scott's calling Ricochet versus Gable. What's your
I might
thoughts,
have to
Frank?
look up the height of I don't know, Owen Hart.
I'm going Corbin, Gable. I can't abandon Corbin. He's the guy that allowed me to chop both of you guys this evening. So I can't turn my back on him, even though I do not have him winning going into the final. I'm going to go
You think it's Corbin Gable?
Corbin
I mean,
Gable.
That's what I think it's going to be if it's not Elias and...
You said Elias.
What did I say? Elias and Ricochet.
You said the complete opposite.
No,
Which,
it's either,
of course,
it's either Elias and Ricochet.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course.
Or Gable
Peasy,
and
what do
Corbin.
you got?
I would have to say, I think Gable's going to make it to the finals. You know, I really think Gable's going to be the man to go. I think he's undeniable after, even if it was written in, I think they have to change it now. Because they're telling a story that could put this guy over in a way that no other storyline could do.
They've been telling it since he even had his first round match.
Right.
So you got to think they're going to roll with it all the way now.
I mean, think about it with Gable. He's really, for his WWE career, he's just been known as a tag team wrestler, right? He had the run with Jordan. He had the run with Benjamin. He had the run with Rude. But he's had nothing as a singles competitor. I think he tried like a cup of coffee on 205 Live. But then all of a sudden, boom, he's in the King of the Ring tournament.
But on all
Why
those
pull him
teams
out
he
if
met,
they're not doing something huge with
out of
him?
all those teams he mentioned, you just mentioned, for me, he was the best wrestler on that team.
He's got a ton of charisma.
He's great.
Honest to God, I think that's the reason why he got Jason Jordan elevated, because Jason Jordan was in NXT for a while.
Yeah, but he was
needed
mediocre.
Gable.
I mean, fucking Gable carried that team.
And I'm not
carried
taking away
every
from
single
Jason
team
Jordan.
he's been on.
And it's exactly my point. This guy is definitely King of the Ring worthy. You know? That's just the bottom line. Now, you know what I want to know? That's the question I got for Frank. Who in the blue hell is your top 5?
Frank Knox top 5. 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 Frank Knox.
That's right. Frank Knox is top 5. Frank, who do you got for us this week, baby?
Oh, PZ Scott, I switched it up this week.
Oh, boy.
I got a couple new entries, a couple first-time evers here, and I'm going to start at number 5, the entire original club, only club that matters, the OC. At number 4, I got Scott's favorite girl, Bailey's Cream. Bailey at number 4. Number 3, Seth Rollins.
Okay.
At number 2, for the first time ever, an NXT UK superstar, I got Walter. And at number 1, the man of the hour.
Who's it going to be?
The man of the hour, PZ. None other than Chris Jericho, baby. Now let's drink some bubbly.
You want to say let the bodies hit the floor? I would say let the
Bubbly hit the floor. There's nothing left, is there?
Let the bubbly hit the floor.
Bubbly hit the floor.
The bubbly hit the floor, all right.
Damn.
Is that the first ever AEW star in your top 5?
It is.
First ever.
First
It's the
ever.
first time.
Ah, Jericho at number 1.
Number 1, and he was the man of the week.
It really is.
The bubbly made the AEW title hit the floor.
I mean, it's right. But Jericho has been under a little bit of discretion lately.
Jericho is all the rage of the internet right now.
This episode's been sponsored by the mishap of Chris Jericho.
This is true. Chris Jericho, who just won the AEW World Heavyweight Championship on Saturday at All Out, decides he's going to hop in a limo and take his ass to the Longhorn Steakhouse. And upon doing so, he lost the AEW Heavyweight Championship title belt.
It's insane.
He lost it completely, 100%. Title was gone. They had to report it to the police.
Smells like a work, right?
It's been all over. It's not a work, Scott.
But it smells like a work until you
It
saw
is
a
a
police
work.
report.
Why do you think it's a work?
Everything in wrestling's a work.
Dude, he cut the promo with the bubbly and the cheap Walmart cheese and pepperoni platter in the back. No one was giving him respect. He was like, oh, at least that's when the bubbly started.
Oh, a little bit of the
See?
bubbly.
The bubbly. And then they continued it, saying he went to Longhorn, who's going to be the next sponsor of the heavyweight championship match.
Yeah, you might be right. You might be onto something.
And then when he loses the title, how do we find out? He's in his hot tub with a scarf around his neck, drinking bubbly again. Go figure.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, you know what? I don't think it's a work. All right? I think it's a shoot that they had to turn into a work to get the heat off them.
I think they did turn into a work for sure.
You know? That's what I think.
But honestly, like, I mean, WWE will probably say, like, oh, something like this would never happen at our company, right? But I don't know. This is bringing a lot of mainstream attention, or at least close to mainstream attention.
This is AEW's version of, like, who tried to kill Roman Reigns, who stole Chris Jericho's belt.
This is true.
And we're probably going to have a story about this. That's going to
Will it
probably
go as long as the Reigns situation?
We better find out on the first show, or I'm not tuning into the second.
Come on. Listen, so all week everyone's been clowning him. Chris Jericho's been cutting great promos, though, you know, talking about he's got the best PIs in the business. You know, if you listen to our beginning of the show, you heard Chris Jericho talking about he's got the best PIs in the business. You know, and then they find the AEW championship, the Tallahassee, the police department. Yeah. They found the championship.
A picture of it with the guy holding it up, tweeted it, and then deleted it.
Yeah.
And then
Jericho deleted the tweet.
And then Jericho talks about that in his promo that he cuts online. Oh,
Which
no.
Tyson.
I'm telling you right now. It was amazing. Chris Jericho sitting in the chair, got his title on there, and he starts talking about it. Police find it, take a picture, tweet it, take it down. Dude, it's the funniest shit.
Well, let's hear
I'm
the
telling
promo.
you.
And you think it's legit.
And less
Easy
than
thinks it's
24
legit.
hours after I launched a worldwide investigation to find my missing championship title, it's been returned to me. And it's not because of any law enforcement agency that was too busy with posting pictures on Twitter and then deleting them and then posting them again, or a funny meme or a clever GIF. It's because of me.
Clever GIF?
It's because I put the fear of God into the hearts of those who robbed me, who committed grand larceny. I told you I hired the best professional private investigators in the world today.
That's right. The best the money can buy.
As a result, I got back the most coveted prize in professional wrestling today.
That's right.
The most coveted prize in the world, period. Worth more than Marcellus Wallace's briefcase. More valuable than Han Solo dipped in carbonite. More critically revered than the Ark of the Covenant. The AEW Championship title is back where it belongs. Over the shoulder of Le Champion.
Le Champion. I love when he
is
busts
the
out the
champion.
French. You know?
He is. He's French-Canadian.
Jericho could turn anything.
But
into
yeah,
gold.
it's a great work, and it's going to be great to see what's happening.
Dude.
There's no way it's not a work. The guy's a 30-year-old professional. He's not going to drink bubbly by himself after losing. He'll eat steak by himself after losing. And then announce it drunk in a hot tub the morning after when he's losing.
They
I think
had
it's
to.
great.
They had to. Otherwise, AEW would have cost
He's
so
a
much
professional.
slack.
30 years. Been all over the world. You
He's
think
a drunk.
You think he was eating alone
He's
and
a
drinking
drunk.
alone that night?
No.
You think he was eating alone and drinking alone
He
that
needs
night?
to be
Chris
hanging
Jericho,
out with AA and Moonshine.
the star of the show.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
What do you think, Scott? The star of the show. You think he's eating and drinking alone at the end of on Saturday night?
Probably not. That's why he sent the limo driver back out, right? He didn't want to leave his company.
Whatever. That's Frank Knox, and that's the top 5, baby.
This is the one above all. Your also glory world champion and the CZW World Tag Team Champion. And you're tuned into another episode of To Be Blunt with PZ.
Rob Van Dam! Rob Van Dam! Rob Van Dam! That's all they say. And we want that night out in Buffalo, baby. The place is so. But not only this time, are we going to be in just Buffalo, baby, for TV Davis. We're going national. We're going worldwide.
That's right.
For you people.
Bill Alfonso Part 2 coming up.
Coming up.
Are you hype or what?
I'm hype.
I'm hype.
Dude,
I'm hype, baby.
I'm hype.
Can't wait to hear it.
Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam. Mr. 420.
Oh my God! What an episode it has been. To
Yeah,
Be
it's been
Blunt
great, man.
podcast,
It's been
man.
great hanging out with you guys, talking, wrestling,
Having all kinds of fun,
having fun, having laughs.
It's the truth. It's the truth. I haven't had this much fun, and I couldn't tell you how long.
I mean, Bill Alfonso is
a lot here.
legendary. Scott opened the Broken Skull IPA, and he didn't even announce it.
Hey,
Give
you want
us a review.
Some Steve Austin's Broken Skull IPA. It's all right.
There
It's
we
not
go.
bad.
You drinking the Broken Skull?
You want to try some, Peasy?
Oh, hell yeah.
Would you drink some? Because the Scott said so.
Broken Skull IPA, huh?
Yeah, Bill Alfonso. The interview's coming up in just mere minutes. Second part, he's going to be talking all things ECW.
It's going to be amazing.
I mean, he managed, Taz, Rob Van Dam, Sabu.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody. The guy is literally, but he's done it all. He's done it all, and he's going to be getting part 2 of the interview, and I literally cannot wait. I can't wait.
And we're happy that you guys listen. We hope you subscribe and continue to listen to the To Be Blunt podcast.
Yeah, subscribe and review our podcast online.
And
very important.
We're going to have more things coming up. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be.
Make sure you check us on, on all our social media also.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
What's the name?
To Be Blunt podcast, man. Number 2.
Two. That's right. But you know what, Frank? I got to talk to you about something, man. I'm going to be heading out soon in a month. I got the mini honeymoon coming up.
The mini moon.
The mini moon, as my boss likes to call it.
And you're going to Disney? Oh, no, Universal.
I'm going to Universal. That'll hit Marco Island. Here's the problem, though. I got to fucking fly.
Yeah.
I got to fly. Scott, I hate flying. I don't like heights. I get anxiety.
That's why you never go to the top rope, huh?
That's right. You ever seen me go to the top rope?
Can't say I have.
Never once. Never once. I've tried. And I'll tell you what. It's too much. It's too much, man. I don't like it. And now I got to go fly, 3 hours to get to fucking Florida. And I'm going to be all nervous. I hate it. I get the worst anxiety. I always got to worry about landing and trying to find weed on top of it because, they don't allow that shit on the planes. So I got to get anxiety the whole flight. Then I got to land. I'm like, where am I going to find some weed now? Because I couldn't bring it on the plane. I think I could bring a cartridge or something, but
But you can't smoke it on there.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You can't smoke your cart on the plane because if you do, even though it's vaporizer, it still has like a pretty strong pot aroma to it.
Yeah.
It just comes and goes quickly.
It's a giant inconvenience is what it is. It's a giant inconvenience.
I hear you, man. I used to be like that. But I just learned to overcome it, I guess, over the years.
Not me, bro. I wish I could just bring my weed on the plane and sit there and just smoke when I start getting all crazy,
Jameson usually helps me out on the plane.
Okay.
Jameson on a plane, before I get on the plane.
True.
No, I don't want Bailey's.
You can have the rest of my Bailey's Irish cream.
I don't want any more Bailey's.
But yeah, man,
I got what I want right here. That's a little bit of the bubbly. You know what I mean? But I wished there was a company that would provide you with a plane that you could literally opt to take that would have weed and let you smoke in it. And, I feel like a lot of people who have bad anxiety and shit like that would benefit from this. No?
Of course,
if I had an option between a regular plane and a smoker's plane, I'd rather go fly high.
Well, maybe I could give you an edible or something. I think we should be able to fly high, but I could give you some edibles. You could fly high.
This is true. But imagine if you could actually buy a ticket onto a plane and smoke all the weed you want. You know what I hate about flying? Everything. The takeoff, the landing, the anticipation mixed with anxiety.
Me too. Sometimes I feel like I'm crawling in my own skin.
Let me guess. You probably down a few drinks before getting on the plane and then pop a Xanax maybe, right?
A few drinks? Yeah, right.
But what if I told you there was a way to fly comfortably?
I would love to fly that way.
What if I told you that you could fly and be relaxed all at the same time without the use of pills or alcohol?
Really? How? Tell me more.
You need to simply fly high. We bring you Flying High personal aircraft service. Rent one of our many luxury planes and be prepared to fly in style. Our fleet comes pre-stocked with large variety of cannabis and smoking supplies. All of our flight attendants are cannabis experts. Just let them know what you want, and they'll bring it to you rolled and ready to smoke. We even provide a dab bar loaded with more concentrates than you'll know what to do with. So take a seat in our memory foam seats, spark up a fatty, and get ready to literally be in the clouds. Flying High Personal Aircraft Service, we take you to the clouds. That's right, 2B Blunt Podcast. Flying high, baby. They'll take you right into the clouds.
Man, that's great, dude. I need to get on that plane.
I know. Well, I'm on another plane right now.
You know who took some people to the clouds is Bill Alfonso, man.
That's right.
He took them to the top.
That's right, baby. The top.
The top.
And why don't we get into part 2 of our interview with Bill Alfonso right here on the 2B Blunt Podcast. Well, I'm glad you brought up ECW because I kind of want to move towards that next, if that's all right.
I love ECW.
Who doesn't love Extreme Championship Wrestling? You know, and that was like that was a big time for you because you also made a transition from being a referee to doing the manager gig. But how did you came in with Shane Douglas had the belt, right? And you were gonna be like this troubleshooting referee where like
You guys want to hear the story?
Yeah, give me the story.
All right. I had met Paul Heyman in Florida in the 80s. I worked for Florida Championship Wrestling. I was their number 1 referee. I was assistant booker. I was in the office in Florida Wrestling. So Paul Heyman came down with a wrestler named Tombstone. This guy was jacked, nice body, but back then it was territories, and he would only come for 3 months at a time, 6 months at a time, then go to the next territory. But
Right.
Paul Heyman came down from wherever he was, from New York, with this wrestler named Tombstone to wrestle for Florida Championship Wrestling for 4 months and then move on. So I was assistant booker. Bob Ritt was the booker. So, the guy would wrestle, Tombstone would wrestle every night, and Paul would he wasn't in the business. He was just in a dressing room hanging out. He was a photographer or something before,
Right.
He loved the business. So now it's time for Tombstone to leave. He's been there 4 months, and now he's leaving. So Paul's been with him the whole 4 months. So Paul comes up to me in my room and says, "Hey, look, Tombstone's leaving in 4 weeks. He's going back to Minnesota or whatever." He says, "You think I can go to the ring with him and be his manager the last 4 weeks he's here?" And me and my room looked at each other. He's a nice, pleasant, humble kid. You know what I mean? He's my age, a little bit younger. And I says, "Hey, you're wearing a pair of jeans with holes in them and a pair of old Converse and a T-shirt. Can you come up with a suit?" I didn't know his father's a fucking millionaire, big-time lawyer in fucking Westchester County in New York, the most expensive real estate on the planet.
Damn.
He says, "Oh, yeah, I can come. I can get a suit." So I said, "Okay, get it, get." So he comes with a suit and a fucking cell phone. Not a cell phone, like a cordless phone, big fucking cordless phone.
Right. The old school ones.
Like the one that comes in the briefcase.
Yeah, not a cell
Right.
phone. Acting like you wish it was a fucking cell phone. So he came and did that for, the 4 weeks. Went to the ring with Tombstone and, did his thing, and then they left. I didn't see him for a couple of years, and I go to WCW. And there's Paul Heyman in WCW. Hey, Fonzie. Now he's a big star. He's Paulie Dangerous. He's in WCW. He's a big star. He's managing all these people and whatever. So we were hit it all. We were good friends all these years,
Right.
So I go to WWF and Paul goes wherever. So I go to WWF and I finish there and as 94 whatever. So I go home. And this is the first time I got off in like almost 16 years. I've been working full time, literally 7 days a week.
Just on the
year
road.
after year, no days off.
That's right.
Literally a few days off. So I said, man, I'm enjoying my days off, but it takes you a long time to unwind off of that road. So I'm cutting. I got 10 acres and 50 orange trees on the lake. I'm cutting the fucking grass on the tractor, and the phone rings. It's Paul Heyman. Hey, Fonzie, how you doing? Oh, yeah, bullshit. And I said, why are you calling, Paul? He says, look, I got this little company in Philly. It's called ECW. I said, what the fuck's an ECW? Because I had just come off of major companies, Japan, WWF, WCW, I've been a fucking big player.
Right.
He says, oh, this is a little company. We're trying to get it started. We're doing pretty good. He says, you're not with Vince right now. He says, can you come up? And we got this little angle. We're going to work with you. You come up for 4 weeks. And boom, 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 and I'll pay you good. Don't worry. I said, okay. So I love Paul, so I said, hell yeah. So I came up, and it was established, underground, hardcore ECW, and I go in there with my bow tie, blue shirt, and people, they were smart marks. They knew who I was. I just left WWF.
Right.
And I tried to establish all those family entertainment rules. They wanted to kill me, brother. They've been waiting for this Taipei death match between Ian Rotten and Axel Rotten. They've been waiting for this. It's where they dip their hands and tape their hands up, dip it in glue, and then dip it in glass, and then fight each other. Taipei death match.
Gee, now that's extreme.
They've been waiting for the fans. Been waiting for this match for 6 months. Never, So the first little thing of blood, I stopped the match immediately. Go to the match out, disqualified. Like you can't see it. It's on YouTube and shit. Yeah, the people want to fucking
they want to kill you.
So, oh my God, I was supposed to get choke slammed by 911 and then split. 4 weeks. That was his gimmick, choke slam. So, but the gimmick got over so good. Paulie was real careful with it as he seen it was progressing and doing well. That there was no way he was going to send me home. I was the hottest bad guy in the business. Pound for pound, company for company, ECW was going places, but they were small at it.
Right, yeah.
But this is just as big as as WWF and WCW, but a smaller scale. So the gimmick got over so good, Paul and Heyman said, hey, Fonzie, we're going to keep you. We're going to put you with Taz, this and that. And I said, okay. So it was there 5 years. I was supposed to come in for 4 weeks and stay in 5 years and loved every minute of it.
You had a lot of different roles, too, in ECW. Then after you reffed, you started leading Taz as his manager to that undefeated
switched
streak.
with Taz. Yeah, was with Taz for quite a while. And then the first pay-per-view, I switched Van Dam and Sabu and had another. And all my positions were top main event positions. I was never in the first match. I was always really right on top, so it was really lucky for me.
How did you come up with the idea for the character with the coming out with the whistle and everything? It drastically changed from the blue shirt and black bow tie. What made you think of this character?
I don't know. It just went on as time went by. I started adding shit to it. So if you remember when I came in, I was a referee, so I thought it'd be natural for me to get heat wearing the blue shirt and the bow tie like Vince.
Right. Which was great.
So that got heat. Then I went with Taz, and he was orange and black, so I wore an orange shirt that had Taz name put on it,
Yep.
I thought that was good. Then I got more and more, started adding shit, the hats and the whistles and the bow tie and all that. So it just progressed. And that character is guys tend to get over when they're not trying to be somebody they're not. Like Taz, before Taz became Taz, he was like Tasmania, Monkey Boy.
That's right. Yeah, they had him wearing the full singlet with the fur and everything.
Never got over.
That was terrible.
So when him and I hooked up, and he became Taz, he became himself, but you add a little into it. So I'm Bill Alfonso Fonzie for real, but I add about 30% more spunk to it, and that's how I created that character. Because that's kind of me. I'm kind of hyper anyway, and kind of bullshit, But if you add a little more to it, it pisses people off.
What was it like working with Taz? That was your first managing gig. Like, how was that transition, and how was it like? What was it like working with Taz closely?
I think it worked out good because the transition. If I didn't make a good transition, shame on me, because I had been trained all my career by the best possible talent in the business, from Dusty to the Funks to Eddie Rams to Vince McMahon. All these guys I had been working for
the best
years,
minds you could have.
Exactly, and I knew every aspect of the business, from putting the matches together to advertising to how to do the finishes, who wins, all that. So it would be a natural progression for me to be manager, but it's not so easy. Easier said than done. But because I hadn't done too many promos as a referee. I had done maybe a couple from 1 or 2 promos every couple of years. I might say, "Oh, this guy got thrown over the top rope, so he's disqualified. And therefore, the belt goes back to Harley Race and Barry Windham and bam, bam, bam." That didn't happen too much. So I didn't do interviews.
But your promos were so money, man. I'm literally laughing to myself thinking back to all the great promos you'd cut backstage with Sabu and RVD, and you were just so over the top in your face. It was amazing. And I'm laughing to myself right now thinking about it.
So that's what happened. Thanks for saying that. Thank you very much. That means a lot coming from you guys as we got podcasts that are popular. I didn't really know how to do a promo that way, even though I've been around the business for 20-something years and seen promos every night of my career. I couldn't spit them out that well. So Tommy Dreamer pulled me aside and says, "Fonzie, here's what you do in a promo. You treat it like a shoot. Treat it like it's real, and the promos would flow. So if you tell me to say, hey, Fonzie, this is Frank, and can you do a promo for me, plug my podcast and all that? Here's what to say and all that." I might stumble a little bit, but if I just do it naturally, like say, "Hey, Daddy, it's going to be Frank, Easy Peasy, and Fonzie next Tuesday night, Daddy podcast, 7 o'clock, set the time, get it becomes easier. If I just say what I'm going to do instead of trying to. So that's what happened. That's how all those good promos came about. I was just a natural at it. They used to call me One Take Fonzie. They still do.
One Take Fonzie. That's great.
I swear. Because if I fucked up, it was okay. Because, I'd spit on myself. Shit, you know what I mean? All kind of shit.
Yeah, because you'd be super hype in those promos, bro. Super hype.
Yeah, that was the character. That's what got over. If I didn't do that, I would, we wouldn't be talking today probably.
That was the best, though. I loved it. I loved when you went and you started and you aligned yourself with the Sabu. I thought that was the real point where, I mean, that was like the greatest turn. And when you aligned yourself with Sabu, it was just like, it was great because you got to do actually a little more being the mouth, Yes. Which I think helped get Sabu over even more, which not to say he wasn't an incredible worker because he was.
Right.
But you helped connect him to the audience.
He
and
elevated Sabu to a whole nother level.
You know who didn't need it? Oh, yeah, it was good. Because Sabu didn't talk. He very rarely said a word. He grunted. He said his work dude. So he was a great worker. Sabu was ahead of his time. He was a really the innovator of the hardcore tables and all that shit. Brought it from Japan or wherever he got it. But he's really badass, Sabu.
Oh, yeah.
And Vince's son, Shane, loved ECW. That's when Vince started doing some ECW stuff. He said, "Man, Dad, this stuff is great, man." So they started doing some tables and shit. And then our talent started going over to Vince,
That's right. You had a few Raws where the ECW guys were on TV.
Oh, yeah.
A big crossover they had going on.
Yeah.
Nice
Vince
work, Paul.
Us. He ended up letting us. Yeah, he lent us a lot of money to keep going. Vince liked us because we were good competition for him, and plus we were like a farm school for him. Anytime our guys would get over, all he had to do was offer them a contract, and they would jump ship from ECW to WWE.
Absolutely. So now
Yeah.
you were working with Sabu, and then you start working also with Rob Van Dam, who we love here in the To Be Blunt podcast because we're huge stoners.
Oh, good for you, brother. Yeah.
That's right, Daddy.
I hang out with RVD, don't I?
That's right. I mean, Mr. 420, the smoked out superstar.
He was so high he went to Monday Night Raw instead of TNA.
That's right. He showed up on Raw so bliss he didn't know where he was. He had full gear and everything.
He thought he was at TNA. Yeah,
dude, it was the greatest thing. I love RVD. I mean, his promos. Just backstage, I remember some of the old ECW ones where he'd just be smoked out. You'd have a little smoke in the background of the camera. RVD sits there, eyes are just slits. And he's like, "Yeah, man, it's all cool. I'm Mr. 420.
Yeah, he was great.
Fonz me in the
What a great
background
guy.
blowing the whistle. Oh my God!
And he's a hell of an athlete. He's a really tough guy. He's a badass. Nobody does a 5-star frog splash like RVD.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
He's still in
And
great
he's double
shape,
tough,
too.
I know. I mean,
What's that?
RVD, I mean, he's still, in great shape.
Great shape. He could
You
still
know?
work to this day.
Yeah. You know why he's in such good shape is because he stretched before all his matches. He stretched. It was a cardinal rule. He really believed in it. It's really good for your body to really stretch before your matches and get warmed up and stretch.
Well, that's how you avoid injury.
I tell all these young guys are stretched, man.
It's true. I mean, RVD had minimal injuries throughout his careers, with exception of like concussions and whatnot. But like, he kept really good care of himself, and it showed. It showed. The guy was like an elastic. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But you're on the road. Are you traveling with RVD and Sabu at that time?
Yeah. If you're working every night together, you're traveling with the guys. If I'm working with Taz, I'll be traveling with Taz. If I'm working with Shawn Michaels, I'll be traveling with. That's how the guys do.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, I was traveling with RVD and Sabu. That's for sure.
You got to have some good stories for us for that one. You got to have something because I can only imagine what that was like.
There's so many stories, but they would smoke 24/7. Van Dam would smoke a joint before he goes to the ring. I can't do that.
Come on.
Once in a while, I might take a hit. No, I can't really enjoy the smoking and going and doing in front of 5,000 people or whatever. Just I found it, but I did a few times. But anyway, those guys would smoke, so I would take a hit. They would be passing the joint back and forth. And here, Fonzie, take a cop it so we don't think you're a policeman. So I would have to hit it one time so they don't think I was a cop.
That's great. They had to make sure you weren't snitching.
They would call it the cop hit. Yeah, here, Fonzie, take the hit. So yeah, exactly.
How did you end up on the High Times cover?
Well, Van Dam's a big advocate for marijuana,
which we appreciate
for
here.
Years. Lives in California. He loves all the good Pacaloro, all the real country. He's a country store, so he likes all the good smoke. So, High Times Magazine caught wind of it. Said, hey, there's this big advocate, big marijuana guy, Rob Van Dam, and he's got 420 on his pants. And, talks about it. And, he's a professional wrestler. He's on national TV, California. Smokes about. Let's do a shoot. Let's do a centerfold shoot in the magazine. So they came to Philly. Their production company and the publishing company was in New York City. So Philly was, just an hour and 2-hour drive for them. So they made arrangements with Van Dam, and Van Dam said, hey, finally, we're going to do a shoot. They're going to use you and Sabu and a lot of the pictures and, do a big thing on me. But, you guys are part of me. So they came, like 6 or 7 High Times people, staff, production, all kinds. They came into a big room in the ECW arena, put it on lockdown, one big room, and it was like 4 photographers. I mean, it was a big production, bro. That's a multi-billion dollar company.
Right.
And they bring tons of weed in. Yeah, tons of weed.
Oh, they brought all kind of weed, and we took pictures with all kind of different weeds. At the end of the shoot, they must have took 200 pictures, in a matter of 2 hours or whatever. It was a job, man. They gave us all.
So now the real question is, when the shoot's over, do they let you keep the weed?
That's right. I want to know.
No, they gave us all an ounce of pot.
Wow.
That night, yeah. Gave us all an ounce of pot. Beautiful. It was High Times Magazine pot, the best shit in the world.
Of course. That's amazing.
Man, it was great. And they sent us fucking, a couple cases of magazines, each one of us, and, we're really cool about it and everything. And plus all the publicity we got.
Yeah, Frank, we got to find a way to get a little photo shoot with those guys to High Time so we can get a couple ounces for ourselves.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We gotta
that'd be great.
Now you're thinking.
That would be pretty awesome. Let's see here. I got to ask you. There was an incident I want to ask about. I mean, if it's too touchy subject, just tell me. We'll cut the whole thing out. But I had seen rumor. I mean, this might be nothing, but I've seen rumor that you had gotten sued at one point by Missy Hyatt for damaging her Porsche.
Yeah. You want to hear the story?
Yeah, what the hell's up with that?
Okay. So, I had been friends with Missy for years. WCW, ECW, all kind of shit. So, I live in Tampa Bay. I always have, always will. I love Tampa Bay. So, Missy moves down to Tampa. You know, she gets a nice apartment. She's all Gucci's out. She got money. I didn't know she moved to Tampa. So, she calls me up and says, hey, Fonzie, guess what? I just got a condo in Tampa. And, you know, I want you to come see me and hang out and all kinds of shit. We've been friends for years. I love Missy Hyatt. Plus, she was good looking back in the day, right?
That's right. Of course.
Big kids, big lips, fucking, you know, big blonde, blue eyes, and all that. Beautiful girl. So, so me and her hung out every now and then. But so as time goes by, you know, 6 months goes by, she's headlining like at a strip club or something. You know, she's out of the business kind of. She's like a featured stripper at a club or something.
Wow.
So she starts dating the manager of the club.
Of course they do.
That's the Dollhouse or whatever. So they would always fight and break. And so she'd call me. She called me like on a Monday and said, oh, she was crying. She said, oh, Fonzie, I broke up with my boyfriend. He's the manager of the strip club. He's treating me like a stripper. I said, Missy, you are a stripper, kind of.
Keeping it real.
So, yeah. But, he broke up with me. So can I come to see you? So she'd come, would go have dinner, have a couple of drinks, hang out, shit. Then the next day, she called me and said, oh, guess what? We made up, and there's no big deal. So this went on about 4 or 5 times. She'd call me, say, oh, I broke up with my boyfriend again. And then the next day she'd be back with him. But I'd go to dinner with her every time. But, you know, so the last time, this is about the 4th or 5th time, she calls me up. I'm at my house. She says, hey, Fonzie, he did it again. He treated me like shit. I broke up with him. Come on, you want to go to lunch? This is in the daytime.
Oh, God.
I said, she says, I'm in your driveway. So I look out the window and she is in my driveway. She just had bought a brand new white Porsche. Beautiful. I had a Porsche white, same as she did, the same time. So I come out to the car. She says, Fonzie, you drive because I'm too nervous and shit. I said, okay, you know. So I go, we're going to the restaurant, go have a couple of cocktails and have a nice lunch. So insurance, we got insurance, no problem. The car gets towed away. We get a rental car. So 3 days later, Missy calls me. She says, Fonzie, guess what? I said, what? She said, my agent, she had an agent. My agent said that there's an opening on Judge Mathis. Somebody had canceled, and you got to wait weeks to get in there to do a shoot because, you know, they do this months in advance.
Right.
Somebody canceled. She says, my agent can get us in there. What they would do is, you know, there's a deductible on the force for the wreck, whatever, $1,000, whatever it was, $500, whatever it was. Then you can pay it, or I can pay it, or Judge Mathis can pay it. We're going to go to court and be on his show. It's a work anyway, so they're going to fly us up to Chicago from Tampa, put us in a 5-star hotel, give us a per diem, give us a talent fee, and pay whatever she sues me for.
What?
They'll pay that.
Nice. That's all.
So I said, okay, I'll do that. So the next day, 3 days after I wrecked the Porsche, we're flying to fucking Chicago to Judge Mathis. Pretty cool. So we get up there, and we do the thing, and we have 5 producers come in and talk and say, look, the 3 shows before you guys have been shitty. The judge is really pissed off because we haven't had a home run yet. I said, don't worry. I said, look at that girl over there. We're both pro wrestling. We both know how to work TV and this and that. So we were great. We were like, the judge loved it. He liked Missy so good because she looked like a stripper. Big tits, big eyes, big lips. He gave her the card and said, hey, call me after the fucking thing and, you know, we're going to hook up. But she didn't. But, you know, so they
Judge
awarded
Mathis.
Missy Hyatt the lawsuit
right.
because they said I was driving, I hit somebody from behind. But and at the end, you know how the 2 plaintiffs walked out of the courtroom and stopped and talked to the guy, and he says, well, what do you think about getting beaten in court?
Yeah.
That, you know that part?
Yep.
And I said, and Missy was standing right next to me, the guy's in the middle, the commentator guy, and I said, well, I was afraid because Missy Hyatt has two big assets I don't have, and that's why she won the case. The judge loved her. And, we got a big pop when we went off the air. So it was pretty cool. I get a lot of people calling me. It's on YouTube right now.
Yeah,
we're
definitely.
gonna have to check that out. That's funny.
That's amazing. I thought here I am the whole time. I thought this was. I was. I got worked. God damn it! I got worked.
It's a big work. Even the whole thing is like wrestling, brother. They set it up. All those like Jerry Springer, all those shows. It's all the work, 100%.
My God. See,
hey, Fonzie, I got a question. I got to know. Do you still have the whistle?
Yes, brother. I just went to Cleveland, and that's what the promoter said. Fonzie, you bringing your whistle? I said, hell yeah, that's my gimmick, Daddy.
Is it the original whistle?
No, I've been to many, many, many whistles. They go bad, you give them away, or they get broken or whatever.
True.
I buy a new one every now and then, but I buy a good one. Hey, I'm coming out with a line of whistles.
No.
It's going to have... Okay, listen to this. So, how, like, when you buy an action figure, it's in the piece of cardboard with plastic over, and there's action figures in a little box.
Right, yeah.
So the whistle's going to be just a whistle. You won't open the whistle and never use it. It'll be a collector's item, hopefully. It's going to be my face, some logos, me blowing a whistle, kind of like a cartoon character, me blowing a whistle out, and in the case, Bill Alfonso and all that stuff. I'm going to sell a tremendous amount of them at the shows that I do and on the internet.
Oh, that's great.
That's awesome.
I'm going to have to get one myself.
Oh, yeah, I'll send you guys some.
That'd be great.
I'm working on it now. I'm trying to find a toy guy to do it cheap so I can sell them. I want to try to sell them for $10 so everybody can buy one.
Hell
everybody
yeah.
can afford $10. You can't afford $29.99, but you can afford $10.
I agree. That's a good price point.
I mean?
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. It'd be something, it'd be a collector's item, or a random buy or impulse buy or whatever. But people generally like me at these conventions and stuff. That I do real well.
Well, I can imagine that.
I'm a people, fan-friendly. People love me because I'll take time bullshit, take pictures, I'll go out of my way to put people over. If I'm there, why not?
Yeah,
I'm there
right.
Anyway.
Absolutely.
People have been good to me all these years.
Dude, I gotta ask you, what are your thoughts on cannabis and wrestling right now? I know, like a lot of people, the opioid crisis and everything going on with guys using painkillers and whatnot. What are your thoughts about the potential of using cannabis in replacement of like these opioids and prescription medication?
Well, I think it's a great step because it really works. But here's the problem. Our guys, the wrestlers, the football players, and all the fucking guys don't use it because it makes their back feel better.
Right,
they use
right.
it because it gets them high. We like to taste. We like to fucking party. We like to smoke pot. Now, the side effect on it is it cures your fucking ailment, and it helps your back feel better and shit. But we don't give a fuck about that. We just want to get high. But it's now other people are using it. Older people, cancer patients, it helps them nausea and helps them get some sleep. That's all good, and it does work. And it's better than the opiate because we've lost so many guys on opiates. And I had a problem with opiates too. I was getting hurt. I'm all stitched up. I got titanium plates. I got screws in my body. My knees are shot. I got arthritic hands from counting 1, 2, 3 as a ref. So I went through my little bout with opiates, but it was not long. But I had to go to rehab. It cost me $50,000 to get off the fucking opiates. It's crazy.
Jesus, man, that's fucking
I was
crazy.
only on them for like a year or two, and I was giving them. The doctor was giving them to me. It's not like I was buying heroin or something on the street.
Right.
I mean, I was going to a legitimate fucking orthopedic surgeon doctor giving me opiates, and I couldn't get up without him and couldn't go to sleep without him. It was crazy. After like a year or two, I couldn't. It's crazy. I had to go get flushed out. It was, terrible. But part of
That's
life.
the problem. They just feed
But it's
the
better-
doctors just
pot is
feed you
better.
this shit.
Yes, but pot is to answer your question. I'm a big believer in pot.
Right.
I hope guys do use it for. You can take it in other ways to smoke it. In the oil.
Of course.
Pill, edibles.
Trust
and
me,
it
I'm
works a
familiar
little
with
better for
every which way
your
you can
back.
take it.
So, Fonzie,
Me too, Daddy. Me.
That's right, Daddy. That's right.
So, Fonzie, you actually did have a match in ECW that I do want to talk about against Beulah in '97.
I beat her ass so bad.
Is it true that you lost a third of your blood?
Yeah, I had to get rushed to the hospital, brother. I had to get rushed to I'll tell you the whole story. If you want to hear it.
Yeah, we want to hear it.
Give it to us.
All right. Now, it starts off by going like this. Sabu was negotiating. You know how everybody was going to WCW, Sandman, Taz went to New York, to WWF, and, Paul Heyman was taking a loss. All his big stars leaving.
Right.
Face of them guys. You know what I mean? So, Sabu was negotiating with Kevin Sullivan and WCW and all these people in Atlanta, and I really didn't know anything about it. They asked Sabu, hey, who do you want to manage you? He said, that's a no-brainer, I want Fonzie. Okay, we're going to give him really good money, probably $250, $350, and $450 in the 3-year contract.
Wow.
So I didn't know this. So, Sabu and Kevin Sullivan, everybody told me later. But Paul Heyman thought I did know that Sabu was negotiating to leave ECW and take me with him. But that wasn't the case. I didn't know anything. So as time goes by, Paul Lee finds about it. Paul Lee blocks him from leaving because contract restrictions, and WCW can't negotiate can't come into somebody's camp and try to steal somebody that's illegal with work act or whatever the fucking thing is.
Right.
So I had a little heat with the office, and the rumor was that they were going to fire me because they thought I was part of the secret negotiation and was going to walk out on my contract and all that. But I didn't know a thing until later. So they set up this match with Beulah, and it was a blow-off. It was going to be Tommy Dreamer and Beulah against me and RVD in a mixed tag match. But at the beginning of the match, somebody comes out there and beats Tommy Dreamer up and leaves him laying. And so it's just Beulah by herself, and Van Dam says, oh, Fonzie, you just fight, and he goes back to the locker room. So it's me and the girl.
What?
And we start off.
They just left you out there?
So we start. Huh? What's that?
They just left you out there?
No. It was all designed.
Oh, all right.
They say, okay, Fonzie.
Well, they were trying to rim him, too.
It's going to be a single match between you and Beulah. We had talked about it. And, everything's all laid. Nothing happens on TV unless it's okayed by Vince.
Of course.
Unless it's okayed by the boy. Nothing. I don't care what you see and you say, oh, that's real, that's a work. No, it's all a work. Everything is just, not one thing goes by. So they were considering letting me go after that match because they thought I was negotiating to leave with Ted Turner. I wasn't. So anyway, we have the match. The match starts, and Beulah hits me with that 10 sheet at the beginning of the match, like 10 seconds into the match, and a fan gave that 10 sheet, that cooking sheet to her. She put it in a shirt. She smacked me with it, and somebody had shaved one of the edges was kind of sharp or something.
Oh,
so when it hit me, it kind of sliced my head. But it couldn't work out for the better because it was a perfect. She couldn't have hit me no better if she tried it 100 more times. It just happened to hit me perfect right above my eyebrow, cut an artery, cut nerves, sliced me wide open. Blood was shooting out like a pump. You know what I'm saying? My heart would beat, the blood would pop out, but almost bled to death. But we had the match. It was really good. People still talk about it today.
Yeah,
if it wasn't for that blood,
that's
it wouldn't
crazy.
Have been the same without the blood.
The blood made that match, I mean, the fact that you worked the whole match, you got nerve damage, cut artery, and you're not even a wrestler. That really shows your dedication as, Bill Alfonso, the performer.
Well, I wanted to do that. And if I didn't do that, if I would have said, oh, I'm bleeding too much, let me go to the restroom. Now, I would have looked like a pussy to all these guys who've been bled up and cut up all these years, Sabu and all those guys. I couldn't do that. You know what I mean? So it was you're right, dedication and all that. I didn't want to be wanted it to be good, and it was ended up being good, and I got rushed to the hospital, and got admitted and stitches and all kind of shit. Beulah called me every day for a week.
Well, thank God.
Finally, I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah.
He sent me flowers and all kind of shit.
Well, at least he was looking after you.
Yeah, there's some crazy pictures. If you look at that match, it was crazy.
Oh, I remember seeing the match. Trust me. I mean, it's one that I'm sure stands out in a lot of wrestling fans' memories.
Have you been back to the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia since ECW?
Yeah, man. I've done quite a few autograph sessions in there.
What is it like being back? It must spark a lot of great memories.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty nostalgia. Yeah, I like going back. It's real cool. The old crowd's gone, but
it's true.
But when I do these conventions, there's a bunch of people that always come up to me, and I was a big part of 1995 to 2000. I was a big part of their lives. A lot of young people from 15 to 25 years old used to come to the matches all the time, and now they're older people in their 50s. They say, man, I used to watch it. ECW loved it, so they got a connection with me. So I'm like grandfather then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's a new crowd, but at least you're still getting the recognition, and that's what matters. That's what keeps people going back. I'm sure that's what keeps you going back too. I mean, why else would you be there?
Absolutely.
You're still a legend, regardless.
Well, I'm a legend in my own mind.
I believe in my mind too.
You're
damn
a
it!
legend
In my mind too, you're a legend.
Well, thanks, Daddy. Who treats me real good is when I go do these indie shows. Like I just did this Cleveland show Friday to AIW.
Yep.
And I didn't know one of the young guys in the dressing room. They were all talented as hell. They were all beautiful, good looking. They all treated me like I was a superstar. They couldn't believe I was there. And I couldn't believe how good they were treating me. You know what I mean? They were following me around the dressing room, making me tell stories and bullshit with them and hang out. And they had a great time. And I had a great match with the guys. I managed somebody. It was good. It's on my social media, some of the footage of the match.
Yeah,
Check
I saw it. It looked good.
Yeah, man, we got to get you up in the Northeast, dude. We were talking about it earlier. I have a promotion up here, or a few actually, that I work with already, and I believe that you would be a good fit, like to get you up here. Yeah, Battlefront especially, dude, because Battlefront's all about that hardcore life.
One that's in? There's a big one in November. I think November 9th or something. I think Van Dam might be on Taboo. See if you can get me on that one. I think it's in New York City. I think.
I'll look into that. I know the next one we have is going to be coming up next week, but there's one in October, I think, that's got our buddy Gangrel on there and a few other guys. And I know Just Incredible's on one of the next ones coming up next weekend, and I just feel like, you'd be great.
I'd fit in. I fit real good. And I can manage anybody. I can come in with an ECW guy, manage Justin, but it helps when I come in and they put me with their top guy, their top heel, or top baby face, don't matter. And it always gets over.
I know. Can you imagine him with Frost coming out with us? Oh, my God. Oh, dude, the crowd, they need it up. Man, we got to do it. We got to talk to my buddy Dan about that because you'd be perfect for it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, talk away, brother. I got stuff coming up, which I enjoy. I got shows coming up all over the country. Not a bunch of them, but I keep busy. I can do 2 or 3 shows a month if I want. That's about what I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fun, and I make a buck, and it's fun.
Do you ever talk to Hogan? I know you guys both live in Tampa. You ever visit the beach house or the?
Yeah, I see Hogan all the time. He gave me a blank, so the giant. This is the last show because we've been on over an hour, but I don't care. I'll talk for 2 days. Don't wrap me up, Daddy. I can talk all night long, baby.
No, we'll wrap it up after this.
Oh, Hogan's a really good friend of mine. We both got a birthday next week, August 11th.
Oh wow! Happy birthday!
Yeah, happy birthday coming up.
Well, thank you, Daddy. He's a bit older than me, but August 11th is our birthday, so we celebrate sometimes together, a couple times, but always, you know. But,
Partying with the Hogan, the Hulkster.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I love Hogan. I really do. He's always treated me good. We both come from Tampa, you know. We both got broken in by Hero Matsuda in Florida Championship Wrestling. And so we got a lot in common, and we don't forget that. He's always been treating me great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's living the life, man. Can you imagine going out and hanging out with Hulk Hogan?
They got the same birthday. They traveled almost the same path in wrestling, from Tampa through the Florida Championship Wrestling and WWE. I mean,
this is true. It is kind of a similar route.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, you guys ever get into Tampa, or know you coming down this way, or if I come up that way to Connecticut, I'll always call you guys. You guys always call me. You know, we'll go to lunch, hang out. I got a lot of good connections here for great restaurants and all kind of shit to do here. There's hockey, there's football, there's baseball, there's basketball. NBA basketball is just an hour and 20 minutes away in Orlando.
And good weed, I hope.
Fishing. Oh, we got great weed.
That's it.
Just,
sign me up. Book my flight, Frank. We're going down.
It's medical here now.
That just means it's got to be good.
Got the card. Yeah, it's medical. Everybody's got the card, so we can always get good weed.
Well, before I let you go, Fonz, I just want to. Do you have anything you would like to plug?
Oh, I would like to plug the September show, September 21st. I think the 22nd also in New Jersey. One under for Eric Sims. It's a big promotion. It'll be a big
Legends of the Ring.
Yeah. I'm doing a show. Yes, it's a big thing. And also, I'm doing a show in Queens coming up. I think it's in October. I'll give you guys more information. I'll text you or call you guys when I find out the date, the time, and the name of the show for the Queen show, so you guys can run it on your media.
Wonder if it's House of Glory.
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably, if you're in Queens, that's only a drive away. We'll probably come up and check out the show and meet the great Bill Alfonso.
Yeah, it's in Queens for sure. It's in Queens for sure.
That's
great.
great.
I think it's in October. So he says it was a big show. The guy had no problem bringing me in, meeting my talent fee and all that. So it's kind of a big show, I guess.
That's awesome, man. And where can fans find you on social media?
Bill Fonzie Alfonso. I'm all over Facebook, Instagram, Alfonso Bill on the Twitter, but I don't use that too much. I don't really tweet or whatever the fuck that one is.
That's no good Twitter. Fucking Twitter.
Facebook.
You know, Tim McMahon thinks of Twitter.
I like the Facebook. In fact, I just started social media not too long ago. I didn't want to. Everybody on Van Dam and Sabu and a lot of people say, Fonzie, start social media, get all kinds of bookings. I said, I don't want to work. I've worked already all my life, but now I said, well, it's time to restart working. So that's why I'm getting a lot of attention on social media and these shows around the country, because I haven't been saturated on them. People haven't seen me for the last 10 years. Like,
right.
You know, the other ECW guys. I've been like vacant. So that worked in my favor, because now I'm all over it. And, you know, I just, I'll post something and get 1,000 likes on it on Facebook. You know, there's 5,000 or 10,000 people trying to follow me. It's crazy.
That's crazy, man.
Power of social media.
That's
man.
right. It happens real fast. Next thing you know, you're getting 800 likes on social media in 2 weeks.
Next thing you know, the To Be Blunt podcast is looking for an interview with you, you know?
That's right.
The power of social media.
That's right. That's how we found you.
Yeah, the podcast, I get those questions all the time. It's been great. The guys that I've met on podcasts like you guys are sensational. I'll do some favors. But I try not to do a lot of them, but sometimes you can't turn them down because, you know, you get offered a talent fee, which is nice. You know, I don't mind, but I don't mind doing favors next time. I owe you guys a favor, so. But we help each other. That's what it's all about.
Exactly.
You know? That's what it's all about, man. We're all in this together.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Bill. We really appreciate you coming on the podcast too, man. I mean, this is definitely one of our biggest interviews that we've probably done. I mean, this is the legendary Bill Alfonso. You know.
Hey, we got a lot of footage that he may be able to loop this into 2 shows.
That's right. You never know. It might be a part 1 and a part 2.
Yeah, I think that's right.
You know?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, you call me whenever the time is right and say, hey, Bonzi, let's do a follow-up. Because you guys haven't heard the alligator story. You guys haven't heard the fight stories. You haven't heard the near plane crash stories. I'll say those for next time.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
brother.
we'll definitely do a part 2 if, that's without a doubt, shadow of the doubt. You got that locked in.
Let's see what kind of response you get.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be big,
if
especially
people,
once you start plugging it, Got to get us on the social media.
Oh, I'm going to plug
We're going to plug you. You're going to
Yeah.
plug us. Everyone's going to get the plug, and it's going to be great. So, Fonz, if I can keep you on the phone, we're going to cut the break. And I got a quick favor to ask you before I let you go.
All right, Daddy.
All right. Thanks, Fonz.
It's the highest motherfucking podcast around. To be blunt.
With Peasy.
That's Fonz, right. bro, that was amazing. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Incredible. It was incredible. Incredible. That interview right there will go down in history. Bill Alfonso, the To Be Blunt podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe us to the podcast. It's going down. To Be Blunt podcast. Next week, we have the Frank Knox birthday bash. You're not going to want to miss it. It's To Be Blunt with Peasy.
Yeah, this is Ty Shine, and you're listening to How to Talk. This is Ty Shine, and you're listening to How to Be Blunt with Peasy. This is Ty Shine, and you're listening to a new episode of How to Be Blunt with Peasy. This is Ty Shine, and you're listening to Be Blunt with Peasy. How in the fuck would you listen to anything else?